And the Lord said,
Brewheads!
What's up, everybody? I'm Lisa,
I'm Brado.
I'm Big Mike.
and this is Brewheads.
You damn right.
We have some special guests with us today. We are here with Intergalactic Kegger. Introduce yourselves, please, for the folks at home.
I am Sal. I play the drums in the band.
I'm Nick, guitar player.
I'm Aaron, guitar and backup vocals.
Rick, bass player.
Nice.
All right.
Go.
And
Where are we?
we are at one of my favorite establishments ever with one of my most favorite people ever, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Talon. Tell him who you are.
You just did.
Yeah.
I mean,
The man, the myth, the legend.
Tell him who you are, buddy.
I'm Talon Bergen. I own Bergen House Meadery.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
best mead in the state of Connecticut.
This is our local metering hole.
Oh,
That's a thing, right?
It is
it is now.
Now, yeah.
Absolutely, it is now.
Metering hole.
Metering hole.
I like it.
I like his meat in my mouth hole.
Wow.
That's what she
That
said.
sounds.
Wow.
You know what?
That's awesome. Yeah.
I didn't say that.
No, you
I know.
didn't.
That
I said it
sounds
for
like
you.
something I would have said,
I said
but
it for you.
that wasn't me this time. So we're here today. We're going to talk a lot of things. We're going to talk, obviously, mead. We're going to talk music. We're going to talk beer because Sal, why do we want to talk some beer?
I brought a couple of brews that I make at home. Do some home brewing myself. So
Nice.
bring some samples for you guys to try later on.
Nice.
And haven't you also collabed with local breweries?
Yes, yeah. I collabed with Rule of Three. I collabed with Concentric. We got a brew coming out for their November 1st Halloween party.
Very nice.
Got an awesome stout coming out there.
Nice.
Collabed with Labyrinth with Sean and Adam there.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Labyrinth.
Shout out Labyrinth. We love you and miss you.
That's right. Collabed with, I think that's pretty much.
Oh, Phantom back in the day.
Phantom back in.
Phantom.
That's right.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're still alive.
Phantom.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Phantom Lee.
They were on.
That's
Just
definitely
take
the
that
first
down.
time that happened.
It was bound to
not
happen.
happened yet.
Just take it down.
Mike, you can Photoshop that in, right?
We're done with
It'll be
that.
in there.
Yeah.
Just boop.
That banner was like, you damn right.
Yeah.
Good
Didn't
beer,
wanna
by the
play
way.
no damn games with us. All right, well. That
So,
was the
Lisa,
banner.
I have a question for you. What are you drinking right now?
Oh,
Thinking.
this, my fine folks at home, is I have a blueberry for a daughter.
You have to talk into the mic.
Fuck off.
It's
I
the one
have a
that started
blueberry
it all.
for a daughter, and this is how I became infatuated
That's
with.
good.
Yeah, infatuated.
Yeah.
Yard Goats circa
2022.
2022?
No.
No, it was longer than that, no?
2021 then.
2021.
That's right.
And I dragged
Post-bid.
absolutely everyone around
That's true.
Yard
Yeah,
Goat
yeah.
Stadium. Any
Including-
person I saw
including
that I
us.
knew, even if they were random people that I might know, you have to try this, you have to try this. This was the best thing that happened to me that Yard Goats Brewfest.
All right.
Shout out Talon.
He didn't ask, but I am drinking ginger.
He didn't ask because it doesn't matter.
7 horsepower.
This
No,
is the
that's
staple
our
here.
flagship,
Glorious.
so I can respect it.
Glorious yum yum.
Ginger is banging.
Yeah.
I like ginger.
What do you got?
I don't know. I said dealer's choice.
It looks
so
like
what do I
We
got?
It looks like
got, so Mike and I are drinking the 7 horsepower Bochet.
Bochet.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a
Bochet.
classic.
Yeah,
Bobby
Bochet's
Bochet.
good. Yeah.
I don't know the horsepower, but I can spicy Rita.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is it,
I went-
5.3?
I also went with the
Something like that.
blueberry,
Something.
and
Sounds good.
I gotta say,
Five
it's,
something.
it's amazing.
Isn't it
It's
amazing?
so good. It's like smooth, slightly sweet. It's like perfect.
I want to
It
follow
is-
up with that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, for sure.
So fun thing about this year's blueberry is we picked all the blueberries from over at River Ridge. They're leasing a farm in South Glastonbury
Nice.
at a pick your own. And the farm owners, he texts me. He's like, "Hey, you need some blueberries? They're dying on the bush." I was
Yes,
like,
I do.
got you, bro."
It's perfect.
So for your batch, how many pounds of blueberry is that for?
This was 240 pounds of blueberries.
That's a lot of blueberries.
It's a lot of picking.
Wow.
Trying to mentally calculate 240
I was
pounds.
not. I was no.
You do all that yourself?
It's about 43
I had jokes
pounds.
populating, and it was like, nah, I'm gonna let them all sit.
I'm awake.
Yeah.
It's about 40 to 53, 55 pounds in a 5-gallon bucket.
Okay.
That's nuts.
That is.
But you tend to do a lot of your own picking. 'Cause-
Yeah, my nose.
No,
Everything.
but didn't you like
Gold
pick your own cherries for Crime Scene too?
No. I was going to, and Connecticut's window is so short. I wound up ordering those from Michigan.
I didn't even know
Gotcha.
there was a cherry field in
South
Connecticut.
Glastonbury, baby. Shout out South Glastonbury.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
Oh,
so
we
many
call it
things
the-
over
we
there
call
in
it the
South
Fruit Loop.
Glastonbury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Shout out Clinton.
They're fancy.
He grows nothing.
So because we're going to cover a lot of things, let's just pick like one topic to start with. So do we want to do music first, mead first, beer first?
Music first.
Let's do some music.
Yeah.
Music?
Because what I gotta say, probably a very great '90s band. You guys kill it. You know,
Thank you.
Thank-
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
2000s. It's more 2000s actually, right? Or 90s. There was a couple
No,
90s.
say
Mostly
90s.
90s.
Well,
Yeah.
90s.
A little bit of
Yeah,
other
little
stuff
bit,
thrown
yeah,
in.
yeah,
we dabble around, you know.
Yeah.
The great
I
era
love
of
it.
music.
Dabble.
yeah.
Plus or minus.
I mean, my wife gets excited when she sees that you guys are playing somewhere. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, we
Great to
do.
hear.
We do some
is
80s
the
too,
effect we
just
want.
keep
Mix it up.
mix it up, keep some people a little happy too. You know.
Could you put together a 3-hour set for 80s? Like we did
80s?
the 90s night? Could we do an 80s night?
oh,
Just
Well, we
one-
need a little
just-
time, but we can make that happen.
yeah.
We'll
I
talk.
can hop
We'll
on
talk,
vocals.
No, that is a
Look at
hard.
everyone's face.
That is a hard.
Sure you could.
That is a hard.
Don't
pass.
hold back, man. Tell us how you feel.
Hard pass.
I mean,
No,
there's
what,
just
what I
we
will
already
say
have
is
so many
these
singers.
guys these guys rocked the house for our 90s party. They had,
Yes,
like,
they
the-
did.
That was a good
We
time.
had a real good time.
That was a fun night.
I had to keep my wife away from the gushers though.
It was so cool, the
Fruit
gushers.
by the
Fruit by the foot.
Yeah.
Fruit by the foot was my thing. Yeah.
That was crazy.
I like that Kool-Aid cocktail. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
was really good. Yeah.
I wasn't drinking too much that night. I don't know what you're
No.
talking about.
No.
None of us were.
No.
I wasn't driving, so.
Yeah. We.
So,
No, go
sorry.
ahead.
I was gonna say. So, how'd you guys get together?
That's
Who wants to take this one?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take it, I guess. It's a long story. Well, we'll make it shorter. But
We only
yeah,
have 2.5
hours
hours.
later.
Yeah.
And that's how
I can tell it in 2 hours and 15 minutes if that's cool.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
No, so Rick, myself, and Sal were together in an originals band maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, And Rick and I had been playing together probably like a year before that.
yeah.
a few years before that.
Our bands used to play together sometimes and stuff like
And
that.
the band we were in lost the drummer. He had to move across the country for work. So I put out an ad on Craigslist, and like, I don't know, a month later, I get just a
guy?
response from this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Literally calls me up. He's like, "Hey, I don't even know you, but I'm going to Starbucks. You guys want something?" And right away,
The crazy thing is I don't even
right,
remember.
and
any
right
of this.
away, I'm like, okay, this guy's got a leg up on all the others.
Yeah.
Anyway, we brought him in for the audition. He killed it at the audition. Played a couple of shows right off the bat. I think him and I knew right away. It was like, yep.
Yeah, within 30 seconds of Sal playing, we just knew we've tried out like I think like 10 or 12 drummers prior to him and just didn't have the it, and Sal just
Yep.
it
Just
clicked
nailed it.
instantly. I looked at him, we locked eyes, and like, yeah, this is our guy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then after that, that band kind of ran its course. Sal ended up joining a different band. Rick actually ended up joining that band as well, and they had Nick as their guitar player. And it's like I can probably let you take over, Nick, if you want to hear, because you know a lot more, but much more heavy than what we were used to. So
Yeah. I mean, it was.
Yeah,
more
how did
hard
we
rock,
meet? I
so
don't even remember. How did
It was pretty similar. I think we put an ad
Yeah, it was
out
a little
somewhere.
bit heavier.
I don't remember where.
Facebook Marketplace.
It was the same deal though.
Yeah.
He hit us up, came and tried
Prison.
out, and it was like instant.
I'm just a musical
It was
whore.
adult.
This guy
With
gets
coffee.
right.
adult friend finder.
But that band was Demons Past. It was basically hard rock. So yeah, he joined in a similar way, very similar. It was like a year or two into that. Our bass player left. We picked up Rick, 'cause he knew Rick,
Yeah.
and then from there it took off. That kind of ran its course.
Yeah.
And then Sal had the idea to start a 90s acoustic band.
Yeah.
So all of us got together for that.
Yeah,
And,
I think we were looking for a new singer because our singer left in Demons Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were looking for a singer like, hey, let's just do this for now while we're looking for that. And then this kind of just took
Just took
over.
off. Yeah.
What were some of the songs on the like standard set list for Demons Past?
It was all original music.
It was all
so-
original.
Oh, all right.
Well,
Same
we
with
did. What did we do for covers? We did.
What a name.
we did some Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
Coaches.
Coaches, Audio Slave.
Yeah.
Nice.
Spoon Man.
Soundgarden.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, real grungy.
So
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of the
yeah.
things I'm thinking of when I hear the name
That's
of the
okay.
band.
Yeah, we did pepper in some covers. I think we did Faith No More at one point.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
yeah. So, but primarily originals.
And I think when we started this band, we were kind of thinking, do we do it as a full-on electric band or do we do it as an acoustic? And that, when we made the band, was around the time where a lot of the bars kind of just didn't want to have live bands. It was just too loud.
Too
So
loud, yeah.
we kind of came up with this idea of just doing it acoustic. And I actually play drums. I don't really just play congas or bongos.
Yeah.
But then I had the idea. I was like, well, what if I play the bongos but play it exactly like how it is on drums?
Yeah.
And kind of come up with that idea, and it seemed to work well. And the beauty about that is we could play at places like here at Bergen House, and we could play at places where we can control the sound instead of being so loud. So
Where was the first place you guys played?
Manchester, was it the main pub?
Yeah.
Was it
Main
really?
pub,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
We went to the open mic on a
but I-
Wednesday night.
My buddy Ryan's house.
Yeah.
In that back room or on the patio?
Yeah, but I thought.
Back room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
right
it had
on the
to be-
stage.
It had to be a garage somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. So what we did to get the name out, we were actually going to call ourselves Modern Medicine, I believe.
Was that
Oh.
it?
Yeah, that's what it
Oh,
was.
man, I'm so glad we changed
Modern Medicine,
Right.
I think, was the
Yeah.
original name.
Boom.
And then we all kind of just
Come
like
to the stage.
we-
Modern medicine.
No, that kind of has some like Bon
It's not
Jovi
even modern
vibes.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
we-
Bad medicine, modern
Thank
So it was
God.
kind of
With an
strange.
old
It was
twist.
Thank God.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was weird. So
Out
we-
of date modern medicine.
Well, I think someone had actually told us that name was already taken by another band.
Thank
And I think at the time we were like, oh, damn it. Like, oh, now we got to come up with something else.
Now we're like,
Yeah, and then
Now we're like,
yeah.
woo!
And then our singer just kind of was like, Intergalactic Kegger, like Men in Black. It's a Men in Black
Yeah,
reference
yeah,
for
yeah,
anyone.
yeah.
And then
Rip
it
Torn,
just,
man.
Yeah, it just
Absolutely.
The man.
But what we used to do is we used to do open mics over at Main Pub a lot, just to try to get the name out there. That's how we
Yeah.
first did it. And I think the first song we really played was Shine, right?
I think
Shine
it
was
and it's
on the
still
list.
there.
Yeah.
I think 311.
Down.
Down? Was it down?
No,
it was.
we never played down. That'd be cool though. We should
what
do
was
it.
It was one of the slower. Not
Go over the
Amber.
new set list.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, yeah.
Tears for Fears, even though it wasn't
Fears,
90s,
Someone
we
take
still.
notes.
That's
Wow.
true, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then it's strange how it just really took off like that. So
Beautiful
it,
Come original.
Yes. Yes.
Good
The
to
name
know.
itself
Played it
is.
once and that was it.
I mean, as soon as I
Oh, I
heard
like
it,
that.
it was
Never
like
played it
all I
again.
could picture was Rip Torn and then Will Smith making fun of him doing it.
yeah.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
Some people come up to us and they're like, Men in Black. Other people are like, I don't get it.
I don't get
How'd
it.
you come up with the name? It's so
Man.
weird.
But
Get
how
outta here.
awesome is it
Come for the
that you
80s
guys
night
like
then.
beer too, though? So it kind of ties into the beer scene.
Yes.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I think that's why we liked it so much because
Yeah,
we were like,
it's
man,
same
this is a
vibe.
really good like brewery,
Yes.
small pub, bar kind of name.
Yeah.
So it just stuck.
yeah,
Frat
and we're
boy,
just
backyard.
Yeah.
yeah,
for
and
sure.
we're just a group of guys that also like just love the craft beer scene for the ever since it took off 10 something years ago, and you know it's kind of cool how we do the band with the beer scene. So
Talon, how'd you find these guys for your 90s night?
I don't actually remember. I know Sal reached out to me initially.
Okay.
We had already booked them to play, and then I saw them over at Concentric.
yeah,
Gotcha.
and then we linked up at I saw you at oh gosh, what beer fest
Well,
was
the
it?
Rising Pint.
Rising Pint.
Yeah, was that
That's
how we
where-
linked
yeah,
up?
that's where- yep.
Okay. So
Rising
that's where we
Pine.
linked up. And then we
So
had-
it was a good day after all.
We had them on the books, and Emily and I were talking about we would like to do like a monthly decades thing, which is why I mentioned, could you guys do a 3-hour set for the 80s?
Could we do a yacht rock night?
What was it?
What is yacht rock?
Yeah, what is it?
Don't
Be
worry
like
about it.
you mean
Name
like
a song.
yeah,
Like
right,
Like
Jack
Michael
Daniels.
McDonald.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
like,
shit.
like super like Brandy,
I
you're a
was
fine
Oh.
girl.
Wait,
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's yacht rock.
Like 70s kind of like.
It's like
yeah.
late 70s or
Man, you guys keep going
80s.
further back in time.
Yeah, right.
Pretty soon it's going to be, let's do a 1920s night. Jeez.
Hey, say less.
What?
No, how is it under the umbrella of yacht rock?
Listen,
What's
I
yacht
didn't
rock?
na- I didn't name the shit.
It's
No.
the rock music.
Don't kill
that
the
people
messenger.
Play on yachts.
It's
That's
literally,
literally.
You
yeah.
can go on Pandora right now and write in search bar, and it will come up as a
Yeah.
station.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Obviously,
this is
you didn't
not,
go to
know.
Hanging Hills enough because that's where I learned about yacht rock.
Cocaine music.
Well, you know, Plouffe was going
Hi,
to play
Plouffe.
some yacht rock.
Yacht rock.
Hanging Hills in Hartford, right? Are
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are they still
Formerly
are
of
they
Hartford.
That's
are they
another good
contract
place
brewing at all?
gone.
Like,
Yeah.
do they
I
have
think
stuff
East
in
Rock
stores?
makes their
East
stuff.
Rock,
Yeah.
East
Rock's
Rock,
making the
okay.
stuff.
Yep.
We haven't gotten an
He's the one
update
with your
from him.
logger that you like, right?
What's that?
I listen to your podcast. He's the one with the logger you like, right?
Plouffe Daddy.
Yeah.
Poof Daddy.
That's when Brando started talking about the speedo of beers.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Because that's where we
Hills
came up
Pills.
with the term Hills Pills, Speedo of beers. Yeah.
Can't hide behind
he
it.
made me a
Can't-
birthday
Any
beer.
flaws, you're gonna see it.
The first time these guys.
there it is. All right.
You can't
was wondering
hide
what-
nothing
yeah.
in the Speedo.
Yeah,
you rock
yeah,
the
yeah.
Speedo,
Yeah.
it is what it
It's
is.
all out
If you bragging, you better be bringing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's I'm gonna use
Throw a
that
couple
from now
socks
on.
in.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
like
roll it
Brewheads
up.
say, Speedo of beers.
Speedo of beers.
What would be the speedo of mead?
All of it.
I mean, when you talk about a trad or a traditional mead, it's just honey, water, yeast. It's a very similar idea. It's like, now how well did you ferment this? Because honey wants to ferment, but it wants to ferment with a bunch of off flavors. So when you have a mead that's just honey, it's like there's nothing to hide behind.
Right.
You know. So is it a clean ferment or not? Did you do it well or not?
Oh yeah.
And so I think like
Does make
a
sense.
good traditional or that's gonna be it.
You said that about loggers too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Loggers,
yeah.
yeah, loggers.
It's
The
a
loggers
tough
the same
Speedo
way.
of
Yep,
beers.
That's why
Same
it's a
thing.
Speedo. You get a nice clean lager between the color, the flavor.
No off flavors. No.
Right. Yeah.
And you can't. Ooh, this tastes a little off. Let me dry hop it. There is none of
You
that
can't.
with a lager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lagers, you typically have one
Yeah.
grain, one hop, or a grain, and whatever.
Fuck up a lager, you're gonna taste it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like, oh.
That's why whenever
right.
someone says to me, "Oh, I want to start brewing beer," I'm like, "All right, make a stout. I'll give you a grain bill and you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
figure it out from there." I tell them, "Oh yeah, make a New England IPA. You can mess that up from Monday to
I
Friday.
mean, there's
it doesn't,
breweries
it
that
doesn't matter.
specialize in that.
Yeah,
It
for
doesn't
real.
matter. You can
not
you can
saying
mess
That's called
up.
curiosity.
Yeah.
That was actually
The
my
folks at
thing.
home, Talon, might not know. What else do you do besides make mead?
I mean, I hang out with my family. I take long walks on the beach.
Oh,
You ride a bicycle.
I ride a bicycle. Yeah. What are we looking for?
You make beer.
Oh yeah, I'm obsessed.
yeah, that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah. About that, I'm obsessed about beer.
I do that as well.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I mean everything wants to ferment, right? Like if you're making vinegar, you gotta make alcohol first. If you're making sauerkraut, if it's fermented.
Actually, you know what?
Everything wants to
Maybe he
ferment.
just likes fermenting things.
No,
you know?
that's it.
He just wants to.
He's a mad scientist.
If I had
Nothing wrong with that.
whisper.
What would the
Nothing wrong.
fermentation be of this sweet potato right
Yeah.
now?
I can ferment this.
No, it
shit out of
happens.
Oh,
I think
don't
we'd have to
do
go
that.
vodka if we learned that. I mean,
Yeah.
Sweet.
And
vodka.
please don't do that. A sweet potato vodka.
I don't know. It could work.
I don't know. It might work.
I mean, beets work, so why not?
I feel like
why
this
not-
would be the
why not
time of year to
sweet
do
taste?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet potato vodka.
Do you use grapes with mead? Or-
Yeah, it's called a piment. So a grape mead is a piment. So that's a grape wine, and I haven't done it because
It's a whole world to learn.
I'm anti Welch's, not
He's a genius.
not as a company, but using it in mead because you're basically just adding sugar at that point. So it's a table grape,
tasted
and then you look at
I've had a
you look
few.
at wine grapes,
Had a few,
and
no big deal.
it'll run you like hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a 5-gallon pail, and so now I'm paying as much for the grapes as I am for the honey, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for it, like right. So if you're making a $50-$60 bottle of wine, do it. There's nothing wrong. I'm not preaching against that. That's not our style. Our style is an affordable, approachable product.
Yeah.
It's less than 10%. That's what we have on tap. So
Wow.
for me to start going in and getting these grapes and putting out an 18 to 20% mead, that's a decision. It's not that I'm against it. Like look at some of our barrel
birthday's
aged stuff. I
coming
know
up.
you guys enjoyed that barrel aged stuff.
Yeah.
Our barrel aged stuff is typically higher proof, and that I put a lot of money into, and I put a lot of heart and soul into, and that's something that I want people to drink and kind of think about. This what we have on tap. I want you to be able to enjoy. Cheers, bitches, and
Yeah.
Get another
Yeah, it
drink.
does that well. So
You know,
It's not
it's-
fucking beer.
yeah, at that price point,
I had
that's
no
the
idea.
goal. Yeah, so you definitely
That's
can.
cool.
I haven't here, but
Yeah.
it's specifically because of the price point. Connecticut grape sucks, so I would definitely import from California.
That sounds like a Taylor Brook collab I'm hearing over there.
Taylor Brook, tell me more. What's that?
Taylor Brook over in
Woodstock.
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 It's a brewery and winery.
Field
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
They use Connecticut grapes.
They grow their
They grow
own.
their
Yeah,
own.
it's a winery.
It's
So, yes.
all their own.
They have what's
Look at
that?
us making friends.
Yeah.
What's
Prove
that
me
white
wrong.
grape they use? Like
They can prove me wrong.
Concord?
no,
No,
no.
not Concord.
That's Welch's.
Yeah,
Concord grape jelly.
You know
My
what?
favorite
I'm not a
jelly,
wine
by the way.
drinker. You're lucky
Look.
you got me sucked in with the blueberry
Look,
mead.
I'm-
That's the most I
I'ma
do.
tell you right
And
now,
my grandfather's wine, obviously.
The stuff we had there, because we definitely ran the gambit on a bunch of their stuff there at the winery, and it was
Yeah,
all
field
pretty
trip, field trip,
good.
field
Definitely
trip.
worth a field trip.
Okay.
Yeah, we played a couple gigs there at Taylor Brook.
It's a beautiful
a
spot.
great
We did
place to
it.
hang
We
out.
did it twice.
Yeah.
I haven't had the wine though. The wine side.
Well, you just got to go up the hill.
Go
yeah,
there.
yeah. Have you
Right
had?
there.
You've had it?
Oh, yeah.
And then
yeah.
talk to his mom or mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law, yeah.
Yes. And
Gotcha.
you're not
They
gonna
make they have a little cocktail bar.
Yep.
Yes.
They ferment the wine into brandy,
Okay.
and they have their own cocktails
Yes.
that they make out of their brandy that they make there.
Beautiful.
They also did something with the hops in a wine. They made like a hop wine.
They did a 50-50 beer and wine.
White grapes?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It was really good. Actually, you know
we
what?
closed that place out.
We spent more time at the winery than we did at the brewery.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we were
like, oh,
learning
we should
things.
leave.
We were
Yeah.
excited
You guys
and learning
closed.
things.
It's like,
Yeah.
3 hours ago. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Although, because
All right,
I
never
know
done
you
that
so
here.
well, Talon,
No.
what I'm going to say is that we have to wait till the spring because there's this roast beef guy that smokes his meat in some parking lot. I know it sounds insane, but at like
I think
some,
his name's Sal.
I seen that guy walking down the street.
not like it's not like a Home Depot, but it's like some supply store or something like that. And they have their food truck set up there. They smoke nothing but roast beef for like overnight into the wee hours. The best roast beef sandwich you will ever,
Oh, yeah,
unless
that's
you
right.
made it yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You drive past that
You
guy.
drive past
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So we'll do that because I know how much you like smoked meat.
I love meat.
Yeah, me too.
it's true.
You know what? That sounds
Yep.
like a Brewhead Bergen
So
House.
we'll have to wait.
Yeah.
So that way you can get
PB
the roast
Adventure?
beef
Yeah.
and
Slash
then you
Intergalactic.
try.
Got to include us. Got it.
yeah.
Got to
Oh,
join
okay.
you on that
Yeah.
one. Since we're talking about like the Woodstock area, Nick here has been working in that area for the last, I don't know, how long you been doing it? A couple months, 3 months, 6 months? I don't know.
Almost
Anyway,
6.
he's been managing this job that's
Yeah.
going on there, and I told him to check out Bare Hands. Have you been in Bare Hands?
Yep.
No. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't
Hold on,
count.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Free Brewhead.
It does. Oh,
So I don't know.
Your credits don't transfer.
pretty.
Did you see my comment
ain't
on
right.
YouTube though? Because I still stand by it.
Well, we know you stand by it.
No. I mean, just for real.
Hear him out.
Did you CLEP test? I mean, a CLEP's transfer.
No.
I CLEP'd that
what,
shit.
What Johnny said. What Johnny said was credits don't always transfer, right?
And the credits don't transfer.
Sometimes they do. You're in the wrong school if they don't transfer anything.
Well, then I guess she joined the wrong
It's
school.
now the Lisa show. And that's
Oh, all
why,
right.
hi everybody, this is Lisa. It's my
and
show.
I'm Talon. Welcome.
Well,
Hey everybody.
it was
Credits
definitely a good
don't
recommendation,
transfer.
though. So I suggest you guys go back there or go back. It was killer. It was
Yeah, I went about a year ago, and the beer was on point. Small kind of
yeah.
spot.
Yeah,
very small.
You know what's crazy? I never really think to go in that,
That
area,
area,
for
yeah.
anything. Because that's the same thing with Triple Raven. Triple Raven is, we just
New. They're new.
And we just went there just because we were going to Taylor Brook. And it was like, oh, I'm glad we made this.
What town is
quick
that
stop.
Oh, God.
What you call with the baba?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. nice town.
Just search.
We can't pronounce
Yeah,
it.
just search
What was it
Triple
called?
Raven.
Okay,
Triple Raven.
Triple Raven. The town is a weird name town, but it's a nice small town.
Doesn't
And
even sound real.
The brewery is probably.
It's called North Grosvenor Dale.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally the
That is
corner. like the last
what I was
stop
gonna say.
before Rhode
I think
Island,
they're
Winchesterton, Fieldsville, Iowa.
Yeah,
There it is. Yeah.
of Talon's hallway. Literally, it's
The
about-
Winchester.
It's about the size of Talon's hallway.
The Winchester.
And but the beer that they phenomenal lager.
Wow. Okay.
Phenomenal. Like when we say like, because if we go places, especially breweries, if they have a lager, that's usually what
Number
we go
one.
to first.
Yeah.
Because
I've been saying that for 10 years, right, Sal?
Then
You can tell a good brewery by how well they make just a lager.
Yep.
A beer-flavored beer.
if you can make a good lager,
A Speedo of beers.
Yeah.
Speedo of beers. You might say.
Such a good say. Yeah.
if you can make a good lager, then everything else is usually that, because the lager mostly just speaks to your brewing process and your quality control.
Yeah.
If you have a good process, you have good quality control, your lagers will usually come out tasting fantastic. And then everything else is pretty much just gravy because you just apply that same process that you brew to everything else.
Yeah, and I think the two main things when it comes to brewing lagers, honestly, is just cleanliness and patience.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
like
You can't rush
huge.
the
A lot
lager.
of people like to rush kind of like those beers.
I'd like to think cleanliness
how long did-
is involved.
How long did Eric wait?
Cleanliness, I mean,
Yeah.
as far as like
Eric-
so there's
I
no
think-
bacteria.
I think you would
or,
like to
know.
think
Yeah.
so.
3 months?
Yeah, I think Eric from Transcend waited, I think almost 3 months for one of his loggers to clear up. Eric and what's his name from Broken Symmetry?
Chris. Yeah.
From Broken Symmetry are like my two favorite brewers to talk to about loggers, because especially like Chris at Broken Symmetry, he
Geeks
Geek
out.
out.
It's
will
just
geek out forever,
Yeah.
but his lager process is legit, and he will not put it out. He doesn't give two fucks. He
Yeah.
will not put it out unless it's done. If it takes
And that's
6
the way
weeks,
it's-
8
that's-
weeks,
That's the way it should be. You know.
So I got a
It's
question.
Shinedown.
So with the
I know.
lager, so you're
I've
saying
heard
he
this
waited
before.
3 months for that to clear up? Is there like too long to wait for like a lager? Like when it's
yeah, I mean, you're gonna get to the point where it's just like
Now you're just aging
Yeah,
it.
you're just aging it. Yeah,
So,
but you want the taste, the clarity, and all that stuff.
But there's another piece of this puzzle, and this is where like the brewer is really gonna show their knowledge, because they need to know about temperature control
Yes.
near the end of fermentation.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even
yeah.
not even during the fermentation, but near the end of
End of
fermentation.
fermentation,
And
yeah,
then also your
true.
water chemistry is gonna shine.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's where when you talk about the Speedo beers and do they have the junk to put in their pants, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, if you don't know water chemistry,
that is
it's going
a
to
big
show
thing.
up.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have a soft, round lager. No, you need a light, crisp
Yeah, yeah.
lager. Otherwise, forget about it, right?
Hmm.
And then
Gotta be a
on the
crispy
other
boy.
side, so that's before
Gotta be a
fermentation.
crispy boy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then after fermentation, you got
Marco.
the exact same thing. Whereas it's a knowledgeable brewer that's going to say, "All right, now I'm going to let this free rise a couple
Exactly.
of 6 to 10 degrees." It sounds crazy because you think of lager, you're like, "Oh, I got to ferment this at 55, 60 degrees." No, dude. At the end of fermentation for a lager, let that shit ride all the way
Yeah.
up to 70 even. It's
you
crazy.
gotta warm it up a
You
little bit.
never ever think about that with the lager yeast, but it's important to have that diacetyl rest.
And also a good way to know that you have a brewer that knows what the hell he's doing. Brian at Illicit almost refuses to brew lagers at the Manchester site. He did not brew lagers at the even their Oktoberfest. He had East Rock brew it because the water chemistry is shit in Manchester. It
Can't
really
get it
is.
right.
He cannot get it right, so he does not do lagers.
now they do it in Fairfield.
Now they do it in
Or other-
Fairfield.
They do the lagers down there.
And so now they can brew all their lagers that they want in Fairfield.
Did
And-
you get an RO over there? Osmosis? Or
Oh,
no?
wait, no, it's
In Manchester?
No. I down in
you know what? In
because
Fairfield, I'm not sure.
I know that.
I know
obviously, he had a little bit more control over what money went into that place,
He
Yeah.
got pretty much everything he needed or wanted out of.
which is good
Which
because
is
he
good,
didn't get
yeah.
that in Manchester.
No.
Well, Manchester was semi.
Fairfield is a
inherited.
palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, Southern
Manchester
Bend.
was semi-inherited, and also it was one of those balling on a budget
Yeah.
type thing.
Janky setup.
Yeah, and the space that he had and the space that he has in that brewery in Manchester it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's like you know, brewer is That's a good way to know if a brewer really understands what they're doing, because they just won't put out something that they know they
Yeah.
One, they should not be brewing in their place because of whatever reason.
Yeah.
And two, will not put out a shitty product.
Fun fact, Crispy Boy is not spelled with any Y's. It's all
Yeah,
I's.
boy.
As it should be.
Just
As
letting
it
you
should
know.
be. Yeah.
The more you know.
As it should be.
Yep.
It's funny. We played at Night Shift, and they had a rice lager on tap.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was a fantastic
pretty good.
rice lager. And we would just go right to the counter. I forgot what the name was called, but we would just. It was called Crispy.
It wasn't like a Rice Krispie type name.
Yeah, it was called. We would just walk up and be like, "Let's get a couple crispy."
Snap crackle.
Yeah,
like that,
we were like, "Let's get a couple crispy boys," and then
like, yeah,
the guy knew what was up. He's like, "All right." So,
How'd you guys end up playing Night Shift? Which Night Shift, by the way? The Wharf
Everett.
or the
Everett,
okay,
Mass.
Everett
The
location.
better-
Yeah.
the
We
better
played there
location.
several
It's
times.
great. It's awesome.
You know, we developed a really good relationship with them, and all it started was I actually submitted the band on their website. I just submitted it, and then right away I got an email, I think that day, which I would assume they get so many requests of bands to play. It was that day, and they were like, "We need to have you guys. Like, we got to have you." So we kind of we play like what one a season?
Yeah.
3 to 4 times a year.
Yep.
Yeah. Which it worked out well because my brother-in-law is in the not Air Force, but he's in the Space Force. Bet you never met anyone that's actually in the Space Force. Coolest stories I've ever heard. It's just it's pretty
Space
cool.
Force.
Yeah. So he lived literally 10 minutes from
like a Jedi?
from Night Shift.
He wears a robe.
How about their logo though?
I was gonna say,
Star
like,
Trek.
his swag.
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
Space
my
Force
God.
logo
His
is
swag,
kinda
like
sick.
he's got these sweats and the sweatshirt that's
Yeah.
just the logo. It's kind of cool. But yeah, he lived 10 minutes from the Everett location. So when we would play, we would just stay at the house for the night. It was a lot
Giant
easier for
slumber
us.
party.
Yeah. So
That had
Never
to be
too
cute.
old.
No,
Like
never
onesies
too old.
And that
all
house-
that,
yeah,
all
that
that,
house-
yeah.
it was like
Not
a
nail on the
onesies,
head.
Lisa,
and that
they're
house
flight
was like
suits.
that house was like a smaller like multi-family. So now you got five
Oh my God.
big dudes coming in, and they got in the whole
know how they
house.
put
They
up with
had
You guys
two
build a
dogs.
fort?
We might as well
They
have.
had two dogs.
Pillow
They had
fort.
parrots.
forts.
They had parrots in the house. They
Oh
had
my God.
one cat, and it was just like it was insane to like.
We
stand
didn't care though. 'Cause
Yeah, it was
it's
a
either
good
that
time.
or you drive back an hour and a half, 2
Yeah.
hours.
But what we would do is we
Yeah.
would play at
we
night
did
shift
last
and then just buy a ton of cans. And they do wine there too, and the wine is actually pretty damn good, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And we would load up on cans and just go back to the house and still keep drinking, and just
Yeah.
laugh until whatever. So it was kind of cool. But my brother-in-law now moves. He just moved a couple months back to Colorado, being in the military. Had to ship out over there.
There's
So
a Space Force in Colorado?
oh yeah. He's got
There's a
there's
Space Force
offices
everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in your heart.
We are
Take
in
it with
space.
you.
Yeah,
Right.
we are all Space Force.
Yeah, I don't know what his exact
Space
title
Force
is,
is
but
what-
he's like up there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's like, I don't know what's more, major or lieutenant. I think he's a
Major's higher.
major. I think he's a major. So
Major does all the paperwork and works long hours. Is that accurate for
that
him?
sounds about
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Sucks.
Great people, by the way.
Major in Space
Were
Force.
you a major?
No, I was enlisted. I work for a living.
Okay. Sorry. But you're so good at paperwork and stuff.
Oh God, I hate it. If you know a business partner that wants to invest a bunch of money and do all the paperwork,
You game?
I'm interested.
I'll do the paperwork, but I ain't got no money.
I need both. I need both. You got to bring both to the table.
Yeah.
Casey,
It's a
go rob a
twofer.
bank.
She's like, yeah, whatever.
The problem with night shift too, I'm going back to it now that we're talking about it, is sometimes it is a pretty big facility.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we play, you're just strictly like background noise. It's not really. Am I right? It's like not really a show.
Depends
It's
on
more
where we
so-
play. If we play
Yeah.
inside, like in the colder months, if people are liking it, they'll stick around. But if we play outside, it's just kind of like people are passing by you
It's just
on their
a
way.
vibe.
to
They're like,
inside
oh,
or
that's
outside.
cool.
It's
That's
like half
cute.
and half.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
cute.
Everett is kind of a cool location because it has that back room
Yeah.
that you guys could play in. It also
Which we
has
did,
that
yeah.
front room.
That's weird because
Where-
you've never been.
I've been a million times to night shift, and I don't care what the fuck you say.
Yeah, said it.
So
All right, so I got a question about this clep test thing. What if Lisa went and you've been? Do you need to go for a second visit before Lisa's visit counts?
Do we need to go?
For a second visit
So-
before
Yes.
Lisa's counts.
Yeah.
If we haven't
If-
been with her.
If she has not been with us, or as a brewhead, then it does not count.
So it counts even if she goes without you?
Yeah. She's
as a
You just-
brewhead now,
as a brewhead now, yes.
You just need to backdate those.
Back date.
No,
You
there is
gotta
no
apply
back
for the
date.
transfers.
Sleep with the
You were
professor.
there after
it
you
doesn't matter because I will go to all of the same breweries again. I will still go to more breweries than them. It doesn't matter. I'm going to out-brewery the Brewhead boys.
And I have to tell you, gentlemen, she represents over here far
Actually,
more often.
so
than
wait.
I agree.
Oh, wait.
I represent everywhere more than these
I'm
two.
gonna tell you right now.
Really? Okay, you guys can have Transcend.
Now
Cool.
now that she does not have summers off like a fucking kid, I want to see.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'll fucking. It's not when it's not football season.
Yeah, I know
I will go
somebody
to
like that.
7
Here we
breweries
go.
at
Here we
goddamn
go.
go.
It's
What are you
not
talking
football
about?
season.
I'm not giving up my football to just like outshine you.
There you go.
You're damn right.
She can
I
do
call
it without
cap
that.
on that. I
What?
severely call cap on that.
I said after football season.
No, but I'm saying that you would not sacrifice football season just to outshine someone.
I said
cap.
I'm not sacrificing football season.
I call cap on that.
I don't think she
you
would.
would.
I don't think she would.
Bullshit.
I'd
No.
Drop a gauntlet. I think she would.
Nope. You're not going to taunt me into this. Because, number one,
Just whatever
I
you
have
get, just bring it back so we can review it.
cherry, salted cherry vinegar wings to make. I have like a cherry braised beef to make. Sundays in football are like a ritual and
Who's your team?
a religion.
Shout
Washington
out.
Commanders.
She actually, that's the second time I heard you call them.
I'm trying
wait,
so
it's
hard.
because they're winning. That's the only reason why they call you.
No,
One of the Commanders.
you know
see
what?
the bad
It's because we're recording. That's what
Now
Yes.
Bingo. Because I still have the Redskin
Yeah, no, I know.
headrests.
No, I know.
I gotta pick a team.
Redskin, like
I don't even have to
potato,
watch.
right?
I just have to pick a team.
You just have to pick a
I'll
team.
just pick a
Do you
team.
do fantasy
Once
football?
upon a time, I do not do fantasy football anymore. My family will not play with me, and my new job does not allow me to
Gamble?
have those correct.
Really?
And if I'm not playing against people I know, I don't really care to
Yeah.
play.
So, do you know, this is a fun little fact, obviously Taylor Swift, she's gotten a bunch of people interested in football who's
Correct.
never been interested in football. So there are 20% more fantasy football players than this year than there were last year.
And they're all wearing freaking glitter on their faces now.
50% of them
I'm not
being
bitter.
women and representing the only 11% of people playing fantasy football that are female.
How are they doing though?
I have no
They
idea.
probably suck.
That's the
What
real
are the
question.
stats?
They're
What are the
only
stats
doing
on
good
that?
just
You know
picking
what?
just
I
players that
guarantee
they
they're
like the
doing-
names.
Oh, the
you know?
purple ones. I want the purple ones.
No,
Exactly.
the article I read,
that a Swiftie over there?
they are making their picks and their selections based off of whether that football player has a celebrity date or not.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
If they're in a celebrity relationship, they're far more likely to be on the Taylor Swifties
That's
fantasy team.
There's a lot of players that have the celebrity dating
Or former.
or former.
Yeah.
Unless you're Stephon Diggs and you just banged everyone in the day.
Hey,
Yeah.
might as well.
So I'm going to pause this because we didn't talk much music, but because I hear one of my favorite bands playing, I'm going to say, let's swing this back to music.
Oh,
How does everyone feel about Sublime?
Well, you paused.
I think that was
Should we,
intense.
Yeah,
should we
She was
go
like,
have
I
a
hope you
beer?
guys know who this is.
I mean, the title of this podcast is Let's Have a Beer, right? So
Let's have a
should we-
beer.
Should we go
Let's-
grab a
let's-
beer?
Yeah, let's have a
Let's
beer.
do it.
We'll be right back.
We're back with
Yeah.
a nice little phone droppage.
Yeah. Screen
So
smash.
Sal, why don't you tell us about this?
This lovely brew.
Yeah, so I was trying to create almost like a West Coast New England hazy kind of hybrid. But I think it just ended up the way it kind of fermented and the amount of rye I put in just kind of came up as a straightforward, pretty much rye ale. Came in at 7%. Probably, if for those who like rye, might enjoy it.
Over here.
What do you think?
It's good. Oh, no,
Beautiful.
damn.
That's his second.
Yeah, so it's very rye up front, but I think very rye up front, but it kind of gets creamy and a little smooth on the
There's
back
a lot of
end.
development in it. Just got to give it a second.
Stages.
And
Yeah,
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going
Yeah.
on that hits your taste buds, and
It's like listening to it's like drinking Mr. Bungle.
I honestly consider it. It's like a cowboy beer. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I could
There
think
you
of.
go.
It's a cowboy beer.
Cowboy beer.
It's got a little bit of a bite to it. It's got that rye up front.
Yes.
But I think it has that smooth, hazy, creamy back end a little bit. at the end.
And you
Yeah,
said
it has like a.
You got
you used smoke malt in here.
just like
I did,
a true
yeah.
cowboy.
I do get that. It actually reminds me of a cigarette.
Oh.
I wasn't picking
He
up
goes,
on it.
"Whoa."
I know I wasn't picking up on it until you said cowboy.
Well.
I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
You say it reminds me of a cigarette?
Yeah, I
used to
mashed
smoke.
it with cigarette butts.
Used.
Delicious.
Used.
Yeah.
I have
South Glastonbury?
Yeah, I went on
Full
this.
flavor out.
Smoke them if you got them.
Sourced from Glastonbury.
From South
Outside
Glastonbury.
Now
of
listen,
Rite
that
Aid.
was not an insult.
Yeah,
I used to smoke, and
I knew
still love
exactly
the
what you
way
meant.
cigarettes taste.
I really like it.
Little menthol.
It's it's a little bit of a different trend that I feel like, when you're here in New England, you either got hazies, you got lagers, and
An
sours.
interpretation of a West Coast.
Yeah. And I was trying to make almost like an infusion of the two with a little bit of like a cowboy-esque to it, I
I
guess.
was gonna say it's pretty unique. Like,
Yeah.
I think the cowboy.
I've never had a beer like this
nomenclature is
before.
the best one on it.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Call it Giddy Up.
Giddy
Dude,
up.
that's
There it is.
That's,
That's your name.
Somehow
Whoopah!
emulate the whip noise for it.
that's a good name.
Yeah, no, this is
Yeah,
really
it's
good. No, it's like you said, it has a lot of
Get along, little
rye up
doggies.
front,
Yep.
creamy backbone on it. The
I get.
sm-
Sorry, I'm interrupting. Fuck. Am I saying
the
Sorry. go ahead.
First, I
smell
interrupted
of it
you.
almost is like imperial ale. It's like really
Yeah.
strong,
Right.
or a strong ale, really strong, and but it's really good flavor.
Let's just say this: it's a conversation starter of a beer.
Yes.
But also, like many of your beers, it does not taste like a 7%er.
That's true.
Yeah,
it really
yeah,
does not.
Yeah, that's also
Yeah.
that's also a 7%er.
Like
yeah.
you could sit
Yeah.
here and think this is a session,
You gotta watch
and then
out.
get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
I can go. Okay. So I will say, I don't taste West Coast. I don't taste East Coast. I don't taste hazy anything. So this is not an insult at all. Pause. That hit.
What is happening?
That on your own.
I just bite.
It's not insult, but buckle up, buddy.
Anyway, I love this rye. This is absolutely fantastic. It's outdoorsy, smoked. I know what you said you were going for, but I think you came out with just an amazing rye.
That's
And I think
yeah.
this is like a happy little accident. It's fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
when
you.
you
Absolutely fantastic.
Save the recipe.
when you describe it, I wasn't with you until you
Yeah.
said cowboy. And I'm like, all right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's more of a Midwest.
Yeah, it's a yeehaw. It's
Yeah,
a, yeah.
No, once it was actually
Straw hat,
divorced
if you
in my
will.
mind from
Oh, I
a
will.
West Coast IPA or New England IPA. Once it's divorced in my mind, now I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
When you were trying to get me to get on that kind of place, I wasn't there with you.
Yeah.
Sal, do you have a name for it?
I don't. Nope.
Giddy up.
This
got
one.
some good ideas.
Giddy up.
Giddy up, whoopah, yeehaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Bucking
Love
Bronco?
that.
Bucking
Bronco.
It's a
Bronco.
bit much.
Or
It's a bit
all
much.
right, all right, all right.
Oh,
All right.
Cease and desist.
You got to get the little Texas whistle when you
By
do
who?
it.
Yeah.
Right?
Little-
He's like, hey. That's my line.
What if I name the beer that? Just let me get one of those.
I don't know how you write that, but you should do that. You should do that.
What's that?
Whatever.
Sir, you can only order
can try.
online.
Try saying it.
You can try. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. People are gonna be like, "Hey, can I have another Ginga?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to order it with a sound bite.
People
like
actually
that.
say that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, all the time.
A ginga.
Unbelievable.
I'm like, we are
Unbelievable.
close enough to Boston. You should be able to pick up on ginger.
Yeah.
pretty
Ginger.
easy.
Yeah, for real. That's
Yeah.
ginger.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, no, my goal was just to make
What the hell's a
something like
Ginga?
completely out of the realm that's just little different. So,
You
nailed it.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
thank you.
Mission accomplished.
No, it's definitely rye, and it picks up for most of the ryes that I've made in the past as well. I got a very
Yeah.
it's definitely clean ferment too, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And I am not really a fan of rye ales. They tend to be a lot drier, which I don't prefer my beer to be like dry.
Because once that's dry, it's tough
Yeah,
to.
but this is really good.
I'm like Britney
Very
Spears on that
pleasant on the
though.
palate.
Give it to me, baby. Like
So
a dry rye. Oof, I'm happy.
So
I am not.
another reason why I also made the beer is I got asked to pour the beer at an event at the Irish Club in Glastonbury,
Oh, nice.
and they wanted me. And I was pouring next to. I had Harpoon to my left. I had Rule of Three there. They were there. Weehaw Brewing was there
Bergen
as
House
well.
was there.
Bergen House was there, right next to me, and and when he asked me, I'm like, man, what the hell? What should I make? And I was like, well, the Irish do like rye, and then that's kind of was the start of it. And I tell you, I had one guy. If he ever hears this podcast, I had one guy that just kept coming. Sarah knows this guy was just pouring ice. I think he might have drank like 2 gallons himself. Just loved it. And he's like, dude, this beer is fantastic. He goes, it's so different. It's just amazing.
It is.
He definitely left out wobbly at 7%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This does
Yeah.
not taste like a 7%er, man.
Sarah can contest. Like, this guy literally, it was like every 5 seconds, just kept coming back with the little tiny sampler things.
It's awesome. Distractions.
Yeah. That's good.
I don't know why this just quieted us all down.
What's going on?
What's with the mason jar though? Is that meat?
Oh,
in
that's mine. Don't worry about that.
there? Okay.
Stop asking questions.
Stop asking questions you don't want the answers to.
Is that like Wednesday nights?
Well, I mean, we just started opening on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So this is new for us.
Once word gets out, once this podcast goes,
Yeah.
Oh, I got ideas. I'm thinking about doing happy hour on Wednesdays and Thursdays, 5 to 7.
Oh, shit.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
5 to 7? I think I can make a couple.
You can
of
probably
You can
just
make-
get here.
Yeah, I can
Hey,
just. I can
you
get
here
one
before
drink.
I'll be here for like 3 hours.
I'll get one drink on happy hour.
I tell you what, for you, Mike, it's 7:30.
Oh,
That's a reparation.
yeah, that's some reparations right there.
I did not say that.
Look how uncomfortable Sal is.
He doesn't even know what that means. Don't worry about it.
That's the longest running joke.
Yeah, we,
ever.
Yeah.
I have to say,
don't embarrass us.
I would love to dig into that, but that is a different podcast.
yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, there's a story of it. But no.
So since we're on the topic of beer, like, what's your
I was
guys'
waiting for reparations. Brother, I was waiting. I was like, since we're on the topic of black people, I was like, where are we going with this? All right, Sal. All right. Let's go.
Jump into that. You might have jumped in that.
Damn.
Since we're talking
Why don't we
about
change this
America's
topic?
Quiet.
history.
And then I thought he was going to come full swing with something black. Nope.
Since we're talking about beer, yeah.
What's your where's your guys' go-to place that?
Oh fuck.
No. So no.
No,
I'm just
dude.
saying, like, let's say you're out with your wife, your husband. You want to go out and you want to grab a quick
you trying to say?
cocktail or a beer.
It's area
before.
It always depends where we are. So like if I'm at
Back east.
if I'm at home,
Agree.
Back east.
if I'm at home and it's me, it's probably back east. If I'm with my wife, it's Dudleytown.
Okay.
If
She likes
it's-
Bergen House, though.
She does like Bergen House, yes.
See,
she
that's
does.
why I said I can't pick a.
She does.
Because it's area dependent.
But
Yeah.
like, where am I?
But that's a 20-minute ride, and I'm just talking about like, or actually no, actually scratch that. I'm sorry.
Back east is 19 minutes.
Not back east for me.
Jesus.
If I'm by myself, if it's just me, I'm going to
Transcend.
no.
Oh, dead language.
Dead language. Thank you.
I still haven't made it.
Where's that one?
I had his.
Where Hog
is that-
River
is that
used to
new?
be. Yeah, where
Yeah,
Hog
yeah.
River used to be.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Every single beer is Speedos.
Oh.
yeah.
Hell
It's
yeah.
all-
Speedos.
What it used to be? I forget.
Hog River?
Black Hog.
Hog River.
Hog
Thank
River.
you.
Yeah, it used
See,
to be
that's
Hog
the black
yeah,
thing
yeah,
we started
yeah,
talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Black Hog.
Black Hog. Yeah, no, it used to be.
Since
Hog
we're talking
River.
about black,
I'm glad
Black
something else
Hog.
went in there because that's 10 minutes from my house.
I haven't been there since they changed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Fantastic.
I live in Newington. I've got New Park.
Oh.
I've got Still Hill. I've got all like my favorite breweries are right around me.
Mention New Park. I'm not even gonna go there.
Okay.
Well, since we're talking about
Have you
Still
been-
Hill,
I want to go there off
Have you
camera.
been there yet?
What?
New Park?
Yes, I've been
Twice.
to New Park twice.
Doesn't count.
So, so I can walk to New Park.
Okay.
Perfect.
And you don't?
But that's not
And
your
I
point.
drive everywhere else.
Man, that's a good thing.
Aaron would disagree.
I literally drive everywhere else.
I'm going to take.
Fair enough.
I mean, they had a good pilsner. Their pilsner was
Yeah.
actually- the bartender didn't explain.
At New Park?
Yeah, New Park. The bartender
Never
didn't.
had a pilsner there.
They used to.
They've got some good light stuff.
No, because we went there, they had a pilsner, and she
Like
said,
an Italian pilsner.
Yeah, we went there.
Like a
Breno and I
Peroni?
went there. We went to meet up with some other people,
is that a lager?
and we had already been drinking.
What's a Peroni?
And we go there just for like.
I've
oh,
never
they
seen you
got a
drink
pilsner.
before. You drink?
Yeah, slightly. Just a couple sips.
We get wobbly.
And we go there, and I was like, oh shit, good, they have a pilsner. And she's like, oh, you want a half or a full? And it's like, oh no, we'll take a full pour of the pilsner. No. The full
64 ounces?
The full was a fucking liter of pilsner.
What?
It was a liter.
Liter of cola.
And it was like,
But why didn't we like that?
Because it's a German Pilsner.
no, we had been
For those Americans out there,
we
that's
had-
35 ounces.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
been drinking. We were trying to keep it kosher, drink responsibly.
Nice
but
little
stay
nightcap.
wobbly, We did not need to get more wobblier.
Damn.
More wobblier.
Is that in the dictionary?
That's really-
More
It is.
wobble?
Yes.
More
Wobblier,
wobblier.
yeah.
It is when
It's in
you're
the
when you're
Life
that drunk.
Dictionary.
I'm
Lier.
gonna tell you right now.
There's no Y's in that one either.
You hang with brewheads, you're gonna fucking find
Yeah.
out. You will end up
Yeah.
more wobblier.
More wobblier. The most wobbliest of everything.
That'll be the next shirt. More wobblier.
More wobblier.
Yeah.
Got it. Noted.
Want to
Liddy
get
lighters.
wobbly?
Exactly.
Question mark?
Yeah, question mark.
You guys want to get wobbly?
Let's do this.
But no, speaking of Still Hill, you mentioned Still Hill. Aaron
yeah.
here is a club member here.
Nice.
I was the founder.
Tell
yeah.
your story. How
So,
you?
I'm a teacher, and I worked with a guy whose brother-in-law is the owner of Still Hill.
Yeah.
And so he was like giving me home brews. While the end of the year celebration, like all the ladies would go off to their, their bar, have their martinis. He'd be like, I want you to bring an empty growler to the last day of school. We're going to go to my brother-in-law Scott's house. He's got a basement full of like home brewing shit.
Yeah.
And he would fill up my growler, and it was really amazing stuff. And so as soon as he got Still Hill off the ground, he was like, "You want to just donate $100 and become a founding member?" I'm like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
So I got my mug up there on the wall. Every time I go there, it's a 20-ounce mug, but I get it for the same price as a 16-ounce pour.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's great.
At Dead
That's-
Language, the leaderboard members get a Stein. A whole liter. Liter.
Oh my God.
Liter.
Does it have a cover on it?
I'm number 34.
Oh,
nice.
all right.
Nice.
Braggart.
You were there when they were making it.
RE, right?
It's L. Oh, I forgot how they spell
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
It's spelled German, like
RE.
Yeah,
Like Liet.
something like that. Yeah.
RE.
Litre or whatever.
Litry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a litry of your finest.
Speaking of black people, speaking of
Wow!
no, speaking of Still Hill, you guys want to try a beer that I made for?
Yes.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
See, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
That's one of my favorites.
You're welcome for the segue.
So this
ESB.
is
Was it
a
ESB? No.
Belgian
No,
triple.
it was,
Nice.
it was
But
like a 3.2.
Scott-
It wasn't speaking heavy, but it was very dark.
It was still
Bring him Scott and I.
Brown ale. It was
It
super
tasted
tasty.
really good. That's one of my favorite places still to go get a beer.
Yeah, so we made this. We replaced the candy sugar. I'd been doing it at home for several years before I opened Bergen House. And when I approached Scott about doing a collab together, I said, "Hey, let's make a Belgian triple." He's like, "I got a pretty good solid recipe to use." I was like, "All right, let's do it." But we replaced the Belgian candy sugar with the orange blossom honey. It was fun for me to be hands-on in the brewing process in a commercial facility, because I've obviously been brewing beer longer than I've been making mead. But the recipe's mostly Scott's, not gonna lie. But I just took the sugar out and put honey in
You
instead.
supplied the honey.
Oh, that's
I did
incredible.
do that.
That's sweet.
I see what you did there.
Cheers. Well, cheers, everyone.
Cheers, absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
See if we can do it.
Cheers.
See if we can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers. Holy shit, that's good, man.
All right,
good,
well,
right?
you can't do that.
That's good.
Still, thank you.
Yeah. Pass it on.
There we go.
Speaking of things though,
You know
that you
what?
trash for no reason, this is like 11%.
You know what?
Be careful.
Holy.
That is
Held up so good.
different
Yeah.
flavor profile with the honey.
Yeah.
I love
Get
braggots,
the-
man. So that's what it's
yeah.
called. A beer mead is called a braggot. I'm a big fan.
Like I
Braggot?
love triple Belgians.
Braggot.
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 That's literally what it tastes like. Too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love triple Belgians, but you can
There's no
tell
mystery here.
This
It is what it is.
this is a nice
11%.
a nice soft
I can taste every percent.
exactly
yeah.
what it is.
Every point I can taste.
So
One,
what's
2, 3,
interesting
4,
about
5,
all right?
6,
So
7,
a lot of
8,
times
9,
mead,
10, 11.
a lot of times mead is sweet because you haven't fermented out all the honey, or you'll chemically treat it so the yeast will stop, and you add back raw honey.
Yep.
So that's where mead's going to get a sweetness. In my case, I don't ferment it out. Most mead makers, they'll do the chemical thing and back sweeten.
Yep.
So with this beer, I guarantee you there's no residual sweetness from the honey. So any sweetness is actually going to come from the malts, which is the same in any Belgian triple.
Right.
But it provides this very interesting because you get the dry floral notes and then the sweetness of the that Pilsner malt coming in the back. It's really nice.
Because you don't really get. I mean, triple Belgians. Yeah, it doesn't have like this kind of soft sweetness to it.
No.
It can get a little bit
It's candy sweet.
Yeah. This is like.
Brando, you want to see if there's more in that can?
Another unique beer.
Was this for me or was this for you?
No, it's for him.
All right.
I mean, yes.
Want to baby bird it?
This is.
Yeah, all right. See?
This is really good.
No, I don't want to see that.
It's perfectly natural.
You lie.
Nope.
No.
I would expect that.
Yeah, this
from
is-
you.
this is
Talon?
fantastic.
No, I can't
Yes.
see that from Talon.
This is great.
He's with us.
No,
Of course he's going to
he's
go out.
on a much higher pedestal than the three of us.
Feel
Do
free to
you
disagree.
not know
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I
Hold
put
on.
him?
Hold on. Wait. So
There's
that,
Talon.
that might be one of those you never want to meet your heroes.
Remember when I went to Crooked Crab Brewing?
Yes.
Where's
the
that?
Text messages.
Is that a Connecticut brewery? No, okay.
This place
No,
sucks.
it was a place. It was a place in Maryland, and they're
It was my
Bucket list top.
bucket
Yeah.
list destination brewery.
Why?
So you guys don't know me. Kind of my thing is a crab. Like I have like crab. I have
Don't-
crab.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, hey,
Let's just get that out of the way.
You want to rephrase that?
Let's keep going with this one. Yeah.
Lisa is crabtastic.
she is
I
the
am the
crab.
crabtastic one.
So
and
black people, right?
Until her cousin.
The
cousin?
penicillin- the penicillin kicked in?
So cousin, or you can't be
Penicillin
a crab
fixed
because
crabs?
of your cousin's second cousin
now.
or something shit like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
are we talking about the mafia?
Yeah.
We won't talk
Who is-
about the
who is-
mafia.
who
We're
is
not
the
talking about
crab?
that right now.
No.
No.
However, I did think I was the original crab, but I do have family
An affinity for crab.
Yeah.
that has that name, and they are in prison
Yeah.
in Italian, so put the pieces together.
Wow, you go to the crab block?
Crab block.
Notice in there like,
It's a literal cage.
They walk around like this all day.
Everybody walk around like this.
We're mocking me now. That's what we're doing. We're mocking me.
Mocking me, aren't
First day they
you?
give you a set
You're
of
mocking
claws.
me, aren't you? Thank
did
you.
they walk this way?
No, they walked that way. Jackass.
It's all sideways.
Right. Either way.
All right, so go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
anyway, there was this Crooked Crab Brewery down in Maryland that I was dying to get to. Everything was like crab related. I was so excited to go.
Yes.
I walked in, I had a crab headband, I had my crab shirt, I had everything. I sat down and
was
I'm like,
crabbed out.
give me your crabbiest beer ever, because that's their whole like shtick. And
It's like a claw.
they didn't even ask why I had a crab headband on or the crab shirt. It was like so dismissive of all of the crab.
It was just another one of those.
Like they didn't know
They're
their
just like,
queen
oh,
had
tourist.
walked in.
Oh,
They had
another-
no clue.
They
Their
just
queen-
thought this was like run of the mill. Like,
Another crab having ass.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, the fuck?
Cheesehead at Pat's.
No one acknowledges me. This is crazy. So some customer starts talking to me, and I'm like, yeah. So I drove all the way down here from Connecticut to go to this place for their like anniversary.
Their crabtastic version?
Their crabtastiversary. I was very disappointed.
It turned out to be a crab turdiversary.
Correct.
The text
Was the
messages.
beer,
She was
was the beer
saying-
terrible too?
I
Oh
was
my God.
devastated.
She was so
they have like
devastated.
they've even like what is the Marvel movies there?
Avengers?
Crabman?
Avengers. They had like crabs into the Avengers
All the
movies
Marvel
and
movies.
beers named after all of that stuff. So I mean, it was like all just crabtastic and amazing, and the
First time I heard that word, by the way.
crabtastic.
Yeah.
I thought I coined it, but
crabtastic.
apparently I did not.
Oh, really?
So I got a genuine question for you.
Yes.
How was the beer?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the beer was mediocre.
So
I was really excited
Maryland.
to get their Mexican lager.
Of course.
Yep. And it was trash. The rest of it was just like mediocre beer, but the names were fun because it was like all crab related. And when the bar manager came over, I was like, I gotta tell you, I drove all the way from Connecticut for this. And she's like, okay.
Oh wow.
So here's what's crazy.
Damn.
Here's the crazy thing. This is reality. If they had treated you differently, had things been different, you wouldn't be saying the beer was
would it have
mediocre.
tasted different?
Right.
It would have.
That
That's
is
a
what I
fact.
say all the
That
time.
is a fact. It would have
Yeah.
tasted
Yeah.
differently.
So the
Hands
environment
down.
has an effect on the taste of the beer?
Absolutely.
Let me tell you a
100%.
very fun
Everything
story.
about
This
food
is
like
this is a
the same
true
way.
story.
Fair enough. You're talking
was-
to a Welshman here. So.
Oh yeah, you don't know. Food. Sorry.
Yeah. Our food is not.
Boiled potatoes and mayonnaise.
Boiled everything.
Yeah.
That's it.
What is this? It's salt. Oh. A little less of that,
Salt.
please.
It's
Yeah.
boiled and it's salt.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I was in a wine sommelier class, and this level 5 or something. He's ridiculous. He's dead now, but his name's Sandy Block.
Make you rest in peace.
That's like a
Sandy.
No,
mutant,
there-
like a
there was-
level 5.
Fantastic.
No, like,
He's
shout
dead
out.
now,
There
but
were-
fantastic.
No, there were only 3 people. I do know this. There were only 3 people at his level of sommelier,
Yeah.
right, teaching his class. So they're like, he's the top sommelier guy, right?
And dead.
And he's dead now, but not when I didn't take the class from a dead person. He died after.
He was in it.
Top sommelier.
Hard to learn.
He actually
from a
died from
dead guy.
COVID. I took this class back in 2007. I was 19 and not supposed to drink.
Nice.
So I'm taking this class, and he is like going through this thing, and he was in charge of this big purchase order in Portugal, getting Melbacks, and he had found the right vineyard. It was like the most beautiful Melback he'd ever had, and it's poured, it's in front of us. And he's like, "Don't taste it yet." And he says, I tried this Melback at the vineyard, and it was just the most beautiful experience. He's like, I loved everything about this wine. And then he describes it verbally. He tells us about these giant tobacco notes and all these like leather-bound books and the basement muskiness that is Melbeck. And then he says, I get on the private airplane for the guy that I was buying the Melbeck for. After I had been to all these vineyards, all these wineries, tasting all these Melbecks. And I'm so proud of the selection that I've made because it is a beautiful product. He says, so I get on the airplane, private jet, I pop a bottle open. I pour a glass for him, I pour a glass for me, and it tastes like shit.
Oh.
And he says, I was shocked. I didn't say a word. I let this guy taste it, and he's like, yeah, this is very good. I'm so happy, and I just shut up. He's like, I am so disappointed. He's like, beyond disappointed. I can't express to you how I felt putting this in front of him, being who I am. He's paying me for this job, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, then I get back to Boston, and I'm sitting in my apartment alone, and I taste this wine again. I'm like, there it is. This is fucking amazing. And what he pointed out, and I've actually heard this on a different podcast from a brewery podcast, and they were like, the environment matters.
Yeah.
So the sound of the airplanes are taking in part of your senses.
Yeah.
The smell of the airplane taking in part of his senses. And this was his point that he was making. And then he's like, once I'm in the apartment and this is gone, I'm transported back to the vineyard.
Yeah.
Culture, environment, people we're with.
That's incredible.
Music, smells,
Yeah.
all these things. You only think about this. Your senses. You have 5 senses, right? You're getting all inundated all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're giving attention to something like trying to impress a boss that hired you for millions of dollars to buy wine for him, right? It's not going to taste good.
No.
And so I think this is an important lesson for life, which is why I take the time to tell this cool story, because I do think it's a cool story.
Yeah.
This is an important thing for life. Like
Got
you
deep.
don't know.
Yeah,
You
reflecting
just-
back now, I totally see it. All the shitty beer I've had, it's like, was it just in a bad spot?
Sometimes.
Was I thinking about the wrong thing?
Sometimes it's just bad.
Yeah, didn't you say you
Yeah,
tried
well,
that
yeah.
beer
No,
while you were taking a shit?
It was
I mean,
And it tastes like shit.
we've all been there.
the bad beer was just bad beer. I'm assuming it was Power Hollow, but I think it was bad beer.
I've had theirs before.
Yeah.
I'll throw shots. I'm
Let me say,
You've been a little lippy.
I don't want to go on record, but
Yeah, we saw his attitude.
Yeah.
we've been to New Park and been
Unfortunately, I disagree.
uncomfortable
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
brewery and didn't really like the beer.
Yeah.
I've purchased their canned beer, brought it home into my environment,
And you like the beer?
and I like the beer.
I like Double Cloud.
Where was this?
so I've got
New
Cloudscape.
Park.
I've got Cloudscape with me here
They
tonight.
have the blender series, right?
Yeah, the
So-
Cloudscape?
I do.
Double Cloud, Cloudscape?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a 4-pack here tonight.
New Park.
So-
Well, we're about to put that
we'll do it.
literally to the test tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's actually a really cool story because
I've always said that New Park for me is too West Hartford. Like, I live in West Hartford. I grew up for a
Bougie
while
side.
in West Hartford,
You're too close to it.
but I am not West Hartford.
can't.
Fair enough.
And when I go in
Clearly
there,
not
I
close.
feel like I'm
About what?
in West Hartford.
Whatever
See,
the fuck you
I would also prefer.
Let's go back to
I would definitely
Can all be
prefer.
edited.
So I got New Park. I would definitely prefer going
Just
to
say,
back
cut
east
this,
if I
cut
had
this,
the
cut
time,
this.
Yeah.
because
And then
I
he'll
love their
decide whether
beer.
he cuts it.
But New Park is just closer, so
And also when Weehaw was actually good and making good
brewing
beer,
your own beer.
and Will was the brewer making good beer. Weehaw for me was like, okay,
Shout out, Will.
well, shout out Will.
Shout out
I'm in
Will.
West Hartford. I don't feel like I'm in West Hartford. I dig this place.
it's right on the Newington
All right,
line.
let's.
Yeah,
Shit. All right. Let's see.
Hold
what
on.
the-
Oh no!
Let's go.
yeah. But
Damn!
I can't take that. I can't take
So
that.
how do we do this?
Someone else has to take that.
let's just.
Just try.
I thought it should be a nice centerpiece. but-
No.
Which one should we have first?
This one.
Ruin this one?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I picked this one. I picked this
Okay.
one.
Oh, good God.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry. I
this
picked this one.
This is aged.
Yeah.
Is this mine?
Is this the
Oh,
blueberry?
crime scene.
No, this is crime scene.
All right, hold on.
This is crime scene.
Okay.
All right.
Sarah's
all right.
face.
That smell. Oh,
Holy shit, Taki! No way!
Do you taste it yet?
No,
damn!
just smell.
Taste it, Sal.
I didn't taste it. No.
Don't open the can. Son of a bitch.
No more Still Hill. Here, take some of mine. Por favor.
let me open a can for you, man. I got.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
him home. Take him home.
All right.
All right,
This
so
one's going on.
we're going to start with this one because even though I have been on the record tonight as saying I have a blueberry for a daughter for my favorite mead, he surprised me with this bad boy, Crime Scene.
Crime scene.
Yeah, dude.
So you remember the conversation about grapes, right?
Yep.
So
No one
this
said.
is,
No,
it's,
No one sip yet. No one sip
it's
yet.
the same idea but cherries.
Okay.
So this is a much higher proof. It was aged for 18 months in a rye barrel.
What's the horsepower of
Oh
this
my
baby?
God.
I think 15.1.
15.1.
That's well over.
You can't just say 15. You have to say the one. I like that. All right.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, bitches, man.
Cheers. Cheers to Brewheads and Bergen House tonight.
Nostravi. Prost.
Thank you, kind sir.
So 50% sour cherries, 50%
That's
Rainier
smooth.
cherries.
That
Both
is
from
the
Michigan.
smoothest thing.
100% barrel.
Wow,
Yeah.
I could see
Dude,
why
that is
this is your
fucking
favorite.
incredible. What the hell?
So I'm going to tell you,
15-1.
the first time I sipped this here,
How much is it again?
I've expressed my Italian
15.1.
heritage a few moments earlier.
Oh, Paisan, I get
You're
it.
basically a Troy
I see the hand
tractor.
gestures, I get it.
All three of these
That
guys.
is awesome.
All right, so when I tasted this, the first thing I did was handed this glass to my husband and said, "Tell me this doesn't taste like my grandfather's wine.
It's so good.
Tell me." So I fell in love even more, and I think we bought almost every bottle that was left. We bought a lot of this.
This one's
I
from
might have to leave with a couple
I know,
bottles tonight.
but we
I can
did.
s-
Me and my son,
He goes,
or excuse me, my son and I bought a shit ton of this. I still have a secret cellar in my house as well.
I gotta
So-
say,
Thank you.
the smell of
Shit
this, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
smooth.
Then you
as
take a
that.
sip, and it's like,
You
oh
get so much
man,
barrel and then
It's like I
yeah,
like to
it's
say,
so good.
it smells like a crime scene.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when you drink it, it's
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
You know what
It's
I
so
like
good.
is you're over there talking almost.
Oh.
Just close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there it is. Just close it
like
a
a
little
crime
bit.
This does
Hey,
it does remind me of my grandfather's wine as well.
Yes.
Yeah. It like
And not
it's
grappo.
freaking-
I'm not saying grappo because
Yeah.
grappo kind of
Oh,
has
that's-
like a negative connotation. But I'm
Man,
going
that
to
is
say
fantastic.
this is just like we talk about home brews. This is a homemade.
It's
Wine.
like
Yeah.
it's like the best of the
You know,
best of that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm supposed to be smoking a cigar while I drink.
Yeah.
for sure.
This. Yeah.
He just said that.
Yeah.
the crab
Anything
place
with
you
crime-
you
some
went
kind of
to,
crime scene.
Crooked crab.
Crooked Crab. It was in was it near Baltimore or no?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
No, it was
Baltimore.
further south.
Gotcha. So I'm going to
Fredericksburg, Frederickson, whichever one is
Gotcha.
further away.
I'm leaving for I'm going on a cruise in a couple weeks, and we're leaving out of
Nice.
Baltimore.
Ooh, yeah.
Baltimore. And I was like,
Get crabs before you
well,
go.
no.
Definitely
Well,
get crabs before you go.
I really, and I didn't know if you went or not. This is what I wanted to ask. I really want to go to the Guinness factory, the brewery in Baltimore, because I hear it's just beautiful, and I think that's like one of the only places where you can actually get the Guinness Blonde, from what I'm
Guess
hearing.
Blonde's so good.
So
I never had that.
That's so good.
I had it in
Blondes have
Vegas
more fun
once.
too.
I don't think I had to get this one.
It's,
I'm going to tell you,
They used to sell it in
if
stores.
you have
Yeah.
the
I
just
opportunity
went-
to do
yeah.
I
that,
used to get it all the time.
definitely
Yeah.
do that. I did that before I was even into craft beer. I was just like
at the Guinness
a lush.
brewery?
Yeah, I was just a lush.
I hear it's beautiful. Like it's just.
I mean, I
awesome.
describe myself as lush today. So.
I identify as a lush, absolutely, in the best kind of ways.
Weren't we talking about this earlier? I identify as 21 myself.
Dude, that would be so great
Coming back.
to like sleep and not hurt.
Yeah, for real.
When sleeping didn't hurt.
Did that ever happen? I don't remember those days.
Well, when sleep didn't hurt.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
My
Oh,
fa-
I remember. Yeah.
My favorite, one of my
That was
Okay,
before
yeah.
the Space
Oh.
Force was a thing.
Thank
one of my
the Space
favorite
Force.
things
Who
that they
are we
always
talking
say.
about Space Camp. Who went to Space Camp?
Space Force.
No, not this.
a different conversation.
And not
It was
this
a different
podcast. A totally
conversation.
different
Someone
one.
went to Space
It
Camp.
wasn't one that you were on
I
either.
do not
Was
remember
it James?
that. I do.
I think he
Oh,
got
shit,
trafficked.
maybe.
I don't think that's real.
You know what? You guys don't fucking listen.
It's funny
No,
you say that.
I listened, but
I'm sorry
hold on,
for
wait,
them.
hold on, wait, hold on, wait. Do you remember how long ago that was?
Last fucking week.
Yeah, last week.
Went to Space
Jackass.
Camp last week.
You didn't remember how long ago that
Oh,
was.
I'm thinking of wrong James. There's too many Jameses.
What James?
I'm thinking Crapper James. I'm not thinking. I don't know. That's your boy.
Jimmy. Good old Jimmy.
It's definitely fucking James. James Wright said something about
He did. No,
Space
he
Camp,
did. No, he did. Yeah.
and I got really excited. Is that still a thing?
Space Camp?
Space Camp.
100% is a
Never
thing.
heard.
No,
Uh,
it wasn't. No, it wasn't Space Camp.
telling you.
It was brewery camp because he went to Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh,
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was brewery camp. He went to Sierra
Pretty good
Nevada.
How much does that cost? 'Cause that was
exactly
ago.
like Space Camp.
What do you got to do to get it kicked out of brewery camp? I can't even imagine.
You don't drink enough.
Yeah, exactly.
He
yeah.
brought wine. He's like,
You have to, just like Space Force, where you have to train physically for weeks
Exactly.
and weeks going before you
I just
go
thought
to
I'd
boot
bring a
camp.
little water.
Literally.
Yeah, you need to train. You need trainers. They come over at 7 a.m. and they're like, "Hey,
I
is
feel
it
like I'd be
noon yet?"
naturally
And you're
adept
like,
at brewery
somewhere.
camp.
It's
I
noon
think I would be
somewhere.
that trainer.
Oh, you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the trainer.
It's all right.
All right.
Did you have
Drink
3 beers
more.
we're gonna try.
So it's Cloud.
Let's see. Let's see.
That's
This
Cloud.
is double Cloud?
No, it's
Double
Cloudscape.
Cloud.
Cloudscape.
Cloudburst.
Yeah,
We
Cloudscape.
might not be
Oh,
able
it's
to do this
Cloudscape.
tonight. We're all yelling.
Is it burst or escape?
Cloudscape.
Cloudscape.
It used to be Cloudburst. They changed it.
I haven't had
Thank
this
you.
in so long.
That's just Citra.
Yeah.
This smells like
That's a yeah.
2018 to me.
It does.
Tastes like
It does.
And
Citra.
it's
Yeah.
going to bring me back to a time when I didn't really know a lot about beer.
It might even be dry hopped.
It's just for me, like,
dry hopped
with all the IPAs out there, this is just, it just fucking bangs. Like, that's it. There's
is
so
good.
many to
It's
choose
a-
from. There's
it is
really
good.
nothing to complain about with this
It's
one.
simple.
Goes down
Yeah.
nice.
Honestly, environment means everything.
He's
You
changing.
know what?
his-
This reminds me a lot.
Oh,
of
I buy
old
this.
school.
Oh, you do.
ice cream.
This double cloud.
Aw.
Old
Those
school
more.
ice cream, man. Yeah.
If you
When
ever
I
get a chance
waited
to
in
try
line for ice
It's
cream,
not
man.
the same now.
I know, yeah, of course. No beer, unfortunately,
super
no
produced
beer
now.
is ever going to be the same, especially once you start
Bud
changing
Light.
systems, upgrading.
Yep.
You know,
Budweiser.
Like, you can get Ice Cream Man everywhere now. Like,
yes,
Hey,
yeah.
Brett, Budweiser's a
On
great
tap.
beer.
Yeah, it
Whatever.
used to be
So
like
if you get a chance to try Spectrum from New Park, which
still
was the
love
first double IPA I tried from them, it blew my fucking socks off. I took
had
this
so
guy
many
there
things I wanted
when
to
they
say.
first opened and they had Spectrum on tap. You can remember, Sal, like how amazing it was.
Yeah, there was a time where I gotta say where how do I phrase this right? Once upon a time there was I'm trying to think about it. You were able to wait in line for
Oh,
a
yeah.
beer to come out
yeah.
at these breweries,
that-
and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
It doesn't
those
happen anymore,
you
right?
don't see those anymore.
2018, 2019.
And like the
Yeah,
pre-orders,
ice cream
the
coming-
pre-orders
ice
of the
cream
cans,
coming out was a
waiting
big
in
thing.
line.
I remember waiting
Like,
2 hours.
I did that for Ice
Those
Cream.
were like the most incredible, and then you had those for the weekend, and like you were excited to share that with your friends and
This
family.
comes
and
up
like,
often.
So, it's
What
funny.
beer did you wait in line for?
This
Ice
one,
Cream Man.
Back east,
Ice Cream Man.
back east.
back
Ice
east.
Cream Man,
With,
yeah.
Ice Cream
wait,
Man.
your daughter was how old? 3
She was
years old.
No, she was a few months old.
Few months.
She was just barely walking.
I said 3.
We were holding her in line so that she wouldn't
That's
get
right.
all
back
pissed off.
east. We were. It was.
People thought we were two daddies.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
I was like, you take her. No, you
That's
take her.
cute.
You take her.
Yeah.
You take her.
That's hilarious.
There's three beers that I physically remember waiting in line and pre-ordering.
For
Talon,
hours.
did you ever wait in line for a beer?
Hey Sal, do you remember when the
So, yes, but
He goes,
way
"What?"
after. So for me, I was active duty Army in 2011, left Boston, and I thought that I was going to come back to New England and be the beer scene. And I got out of the Army.
You was a little
in-
too late on that one.
yeah. I mean, but that's when I started brewing beer, 2011. I went hardcore and brewed beer literally every weekend for several years, especially after my deployment. And then I thought that I was going to come to New England and teach you guys what beer was all about. And then I immediately start Googling as I'm nearing the end of my time in the Army and realized that that's not the case. So the line scene was pretty much done when I moved up here,
Yeah.
late 2017.
It was quick.
Thank goodness.
It was really quick.
I did wait in line because I was so excited about it because they were what hit my Instagram and Facebook while I was in Afghanistan, and that was Trillium and Treehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
in 2017,
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
think Treehouse and Trillium were pretty much the only places that it was still like a line.
All right,
Yeah.
you know
I
what?
felt like
Let's,
a
let's
commodity.
make a
Well,
call
even
right
up to
now.
COVID, even just up to COVID, it was like you were gonna have a line no matter what if you went up there.
Right.
And then after COVID, with the whole car situation, where they would come and you would have to pre-order, and they would put the order in your car.
Yeah.
After that, the line stopped.
2019, I'm literally doing market research. I'm going to every brewery I possibly can every weekend, and during that time I had a second visit at Treehouse, and I said, "Fuck this shit. Why are they treating people like cattle?"
Yeah.
I've never want anyone to feel like that in my place,
Yeah.
and I on purpose just took a hard left turn. I was like, "Fuck that."
That's a lot of places.
Which brings me to the question I have. This is an exciting question. Trillium, Treehouse, Night Shift. And I can't put Night Shift in there really because
Are you saying like which ones?
yeah, like if you had to pick one of those three.
Treehouse for me.
Treehouse?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Although I have
Cheaper
had a lot of
best.
Trillium that I really, really liked.
Yeah.
Those two, for me, are the top tier.
Okay.
I feel like Night Shift is good. It's not quite that tier.
Okay.
Are we talking like overall?
No, just you
Just
have
right off
those
the rip.
three
You have to
places.
build-
Right off the rip.
What's your question, Sal? Are you
Yeah.
asking beer or environment? Is that the
Nope,
question?
you have those three places to
Yeah.
choose. You get in the car. You have to go to. You get to choose. Are you going to
Yeah, yeah.
Trillium, Treehouse,
You know,
Night Shift?
I gotta say, I gotta say Night Shift. The only reason why I say this is because I really truly feel I like all three places, but Trillium and Treehouse is just so commercialized that I feel you just go, you get what you need. They don't really care. But I do at Night Shift, even watching people go, like they offer what you like. They offer, they talk to people. It's just, you know.
So you're talking more environment rather than taste of beer?
Yeah, but again, it goes back to what Talon said about the story. It goes back to environment. It really does.
You get in the car, you have those 3 places to choose from. That's the
They're
only
all the
place your
same
car is
distance.
going.
So for me,
and
like,
I'm going.
I got kids, I got a wife, I got a job. Like, whatever's closest to me that I can get, like, the really, really good shit.
Only those 3.
For me, it's Treehouse.
Okay.
You know, like, it is. Maybe Trillium if I go to the Canton location, not all the way into Boston, but Treehouse. They got they got Charlton. They got a Woodstock location now for cans, right?
Yep.
They got
Deerfield.
Yeah.
Sandwich.
Trillium has good, like, has quality.
Trillium
beer.
is
Don't
good.
get me wrong.
It's
They
really
got
good.
quality. But if I'm
We're gonna get to
talking,
my opinion.
but if I'm talking overall, like, as far as like experience and like people talking, for
That's
me,
Sicilian
it's-
can.
My brother lives near the new Trillium one. That one's pretty sweet.
So we've done. Did you answer yet? You did.
What's that?
Your Treehouse.
Treehouse, yep.
Those 3 places.
Trillium Treehouse Night Shift.
I've never had Trillium. I'll be honest. I was just telling him
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So of the 2, I love Night Shift. I actually like their nightlight. I'm more.
The lager.
I like their lagers, the light stuff. Treehouse. I haven't had a bad one from there, but I'm gonna go with Night Shift too.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm the same. Same way.
Yeah.
Night shift.
Okay, guys, it's all good.
I've never
Has
been to
one.
night shift.
Oh,
We have a date ahead of us.
there you
again.
go.
Never been to night shift, so I would have to choose night shift. I've
Let's
had
go. I
mean,
bad
I-
experiences at both Treehouse and Trillium,
I've never
both
been
of
to
which
night shift, but I've
really
had plenty of
pissed
night shift
me
beer.
Field
off.
trip.
I've never had night shift beer either.
Never had night shift beer?
Oh, I'll bring you some.
I feel like a can of
Fantastic.
Whirlpool cannot stand up against a can of Julius. I'm sorry, like it just can't do it.
You're probably
Overrated.
right about that.
It just can't do
But
it.
overall,
I'll take Hetty Topper over
yeah,
Julius.
exactly.
OG,
I will take Hetty
OG
Topper
Julius.
over Julius, by the way.
OG.
Julius is different every week when it comes out.
Fair enough, but I've been going to Treehouse since they were in the first location.
Oh,
So
when they
for
were in
me, like,
Munson?
I'm waiting in line for 2 hours just to
Which-
get.
Which Munson?
right.
No,
There were 2, right?
So the one where like,
The
it's
Red Barn.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go.
So it was the same thing. Like you wouldn't even know what you were getting.
You
You
didn't.
would go.
You just took what you
and
could
you
get.
were just like, you get in line, and it's like, all right, we got 3 cans of Julius for everybody today. It's like,
Yep.
all right, I'll take what I can get. And that's when I had Alter Ego for the first time, and Alter Ego is still my favorite IPA
Doppelganger.
of all time. Well, that's
For me?
also, it's Alter Ego plus the double, right? So Alter Ego for me was the base, but I think that first can of Julius for me was just like, there's nothing else better. Nothing.
The only one that likes sap and think that's the best.
Sap
beer
was
they
good.
make.
Sap was good. It's that West Coast style,
I
right?
mean,
Let me tell you.
I don't
Little
like it.
piney.
I love sap.
It's
me-
very piney.
Little
I don't-
piney, yeah.
I don't like Julius. I think it's way too sweet and juicy.
I'll
It's
tell you,
like,
give me
it's
some
not beer.
green.
But it's
give me some
so good.
doppelganger.
Oh, no,
Give me
it's
some
not beer for
super
me.
doppelganger.
Sal, what was yours?
He said night
He
shift.
said night
Night
shift.
shift.
Yeah.
only weirdo.
Night shift.
I don't call you weirdo.
Treehouse.
Yeah.
Night
Oh,
shift.
yeah.
Night shift. Night shift.
I've been
Because
to
you
all
haven't
3.
been there.
Out of yeah,
Multiple times.
yeah, because I haven't been there.
Trillium.
Trillium.
I like Trillium.
Okay.
Trillium is good.
Definitely a close.
me
It's like
per-
for me,
me-
Treehouse and Trillium are this
me-
close.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. When was the last time you were at Trillium?
We've never been.
Yeah.
All
no,
we've had is cans.
I've had their cans.
You know who has been once upon a
I've
time?
had
Nobody.
It's once
All right.
again.
So let me ask the person who went
because
and
I-
clearly spent the money. How much was it? All right. So here's my problem.
Bullshit.
Here is my problem. I went to Trillium
Yeah.
2017, or actually 2015, something like that. I was on.
So that was in Boston.
I was
Yeah.
on winter break. From the army.
Yeah.
So I get 30 days leave from the army. I go up there. I had just gotten back from Afghanistan, and
Yeah.
I was so excited to be there. Loved my time there in Canton. Loved it. Fast forward, I've been following them on social media. I'm super excited. I go to visit my in-laws. I stop, and when I was there in like 2015 or whatever, there were 500 milliliter bombers.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm looking at for price point. All right, they're $25 bottles. Whatever, dude.
Not $25 for a 4-pack.
Yeah.
$25 bottles.
Yeah.
500 milliliter bombers. I'm all right. I get up there. I order because I've been waiting in line. My family's in the car waiting to get to grandparents' house for Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? They're in the car. I've been waiting in line for 35 minutes. I just order. I pay. Right? I expected to pay over $100.
Yeah.
All right. I get it. The bottles come to 12-ounce bottles. Fuck that.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Fuck you. Change the
$25.
They were
Damn.
$25 for 375 milliliters. Fuck you.
Jesus.
All right, your beer's good. Your beer's not that
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
no
yeah,
beer.
yeah, no,
All right, it is fucking grain. It's
that's
malt,
crazy.
yeast, and water. Fuck off.
Boom.
That's really expensive.
That's crazy. I've only ever had their canes.
Is that when
What
did
do you
they
got?
start?
That was like
I'm insulted.
22.
Yeah, for real. And
you know what?
But I gotta say, anytime I'm in Boston,
Sam
go to
Adams.
Sam Adams. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I go to Sam Adams. I'm like,
I always say, like, I
Boston,
went to
Boston, I always got to hit
Beautiful
Harpoon.
facility.
Harpoon's a nice. That's a good vibe there.
Harpoon's pretty
We'll
cool.
try that one.
Speaking of
We'll
treehouse,
bring
have
you. I don't know if you've ever
have
been.
you guys
What,
been to the
Sam
new
Adams? Yes, I
treehouse
have.
location
no.
I
in
was there for the
Connecticut?
tall ships, thank
No.
you.
I haven't been.
In
yet.
Woodstock,
I don't care
no.
what
Yeah.
they say. I've been
I
everywhere.
gotta go there because I'm right there.
Yeah, you're
Fuck
working.
these guys.
For me, I'm like, I don't know. I'm past treehouse. I don't really think
I mean,
their beer. Like, I understand craft beer is the one thing. If you ask any craft brewer, the one thing they wish they had was the consistency of their beer, like Budweiser. Like
Whatever kind of beer
no
they
matter,
have. Right.
no matter what you do, you go to some place
classic
and
Bud
you get
Heavy.
a Bud Heavy. It's a Bud Heavy. I don't give a fuck what country you're in.
Yeah.
You get a Bud Heavy. It's a Bud Heavy.
What was that
Yeah.
beer you made?
I mean, to the point where you go to Japan and
you
get
made
a
a Bud Heavy?
You had a beer and somebody was like, "This is just like a Bud Heavy."
I don't remember.
Make that and I'll be the judge.
All right,
jury.
forget
I
it.
mean, yeah, you go
Yeah.
to Japan, you get a Bud Heavy, and it tastes like Bud Heavy. Why? Because they imported rice from someplace else other than fucking Japan.
All right, not everyone got a turn to
I mean,
vote on
it's
Trillium
like-
Treehouse
I haven't
or
voted.
Night
No,
Shift.
yeah.
Someone's monopolizing
So-
the conversation.
Your reparation card is
you know,
getting
Yeah,
very
we're
thin.
still in the reparations.
Oh no! Don't let me forget. I had a good thing going, and you're gonna let me forget.
Reparations.
So,
Budweiser.
yeah. So the one thing that everyone wish is that they had the consistency. Every brewery.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The Treehouse just doesn't have that fucking consistency. They don't. I don't give a fuck what no one says. They
I don't have it
fucking
enough to
don't.
know.
So
Yeah,
have,
they don't.
have you had other styles besides the IPAs, like the lagers?
Oh, don't even get me started on their fucking loggers.
Okay.
They suck.
All right.
All right, moving on,
That's stout
Brando.
though.
Loggers suck.
They're stout
I'm
though.
gonna tell you right now. Magic Trail or whatever the fuck.
Oh, gee, Trail Magic.
Trail Magic. Yeah.
Trash.
Okay.
Try again.
All right.
Trash beer.
Try again.
Are you done now?
Can I get a consensus?
I gotta drop
consensus.
Farouk.
You damn right on 3, 2, 1. You damn right. That's right there, motherfucker. Yeah. Sal. You get some of them ribs. I'm gonna go with Trillium. Hold on.
You had that before the story.
I know. Well,
Because now I regret
I
my
don't
decision
remember
too. just
anything
like you.
before your
Whoa.
fucking story. It was like 15 minutes ago.
well, hold on. Give White hard. Guilt a second.
Okay.
Christ. So I'm gonna go with. I like Trillium. I've had multiple beers. They've all been on point
Yeah.
with a range of dates.
Yeah.
Night Shift. I have not had enough of them to put them at top tier. Although
Nor has he been there.
It doesn't matter.
eat a cock.
It doesn't matter. No. No,
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
I feel like trying it on draft is different from
True.
cans too. Well, it goes
But
back to
Treehouse, I have had more than enough fuck ups to wonder if they meant to label it Curiosity 75 or Julius.
For real.
Because
Facts.
Let's not
damn.
forget how they treat their brewers, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
are
yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
You are a number. It's like you're in a corporation. That's weird. It is a corporation.
Don't forget the
Oh, yeah.
NDAs you got to sign.
Yeah, the NDAs. No,
God damn,
you get
we
so
fucking
big.
hit a nerve, guys.
Yeah.
What it is was like my first Treehouse experience was before Charlton.
Yeah.
Like that's
Here-
how
That's
easy it
the
is.
difference.
Here
Yeah.
is
As
the
was mine.
most accurate Facebook thread ever.
It was better before Munson.
It was better in Munson. Because
It was better in
it
Munson.
was better in fucking Munson.
Agreed.
So I heard the
Absolutely.
water. I heard the water was so good in
Munson.
that they started bringing that to
Charlton.
Charleston
Oh, they
location.
ran the fuck out. Yeah, they ran out. Their tanker leaked. How do you even do that?
Well, plus there were so many styles coming out so quickly. Every week it's a new stout, it's a new IPA,
Look, I am
and basic Julius, basic Alter Ego. Like,
one
do you still
thing-
have that?
We cannot knock their hustle.
the one thing I will always say. I will never knock Treehouse's hustle. Their fucking hustle
Yeah.
game
Break it
is
off.
Sure.
immaculate.
Yeah.
their beer game is mediocre.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I agree these days,
But-
but I got to go back to the OG times.
But their hustle, I mean,
Yeah.
they build a niche, and they kept it. They held it, and
Yeah.
you cannot get it anywhere else except from them.
There's people walking
are
out of
the
there with
best-
$1,000 worth of beer.
They are the best crack
Oh, yeah.
dealers
Yeah.
in the fucking
Yes.
world.
There are guys walking out of there with hand trucks,
Exactly.
10 pallets tall. That's $1,100 worth of beer.
You want that Treehouse crack?
Yeah.
You gotta come to Treehouse.
A lot of these guys are selling
Only
it too.
place you can get
They're
it.
trading it and they're
Oh,
selling
yeah.
it. Yeah,
The secondary market's beautiful.
absolutely.
All right,
Is
all
it
right.
my
Crab
turn?
Said
Tastic
crack. I'm going to go with
Is it my turn?
Crab
their
Tastic
founder
is
must
your
be
turn.
Reagan.
All right, Lisa. Out of the three, Trillium, Treehouse,
Out of the three.
Night Shift, which would you go to?
Night Shift. Everett.
Oh,
Period.
why?
Here's why.
Intergalactic
Number one,
staple.
That's why.
absolutely
Because of us.
intergalactic staple.
50%
Even
of her
though I
vote.
was going there long before you guys played there, I'm going to say number one, Treehouse. I fucking hate you. Doppelganger, cool. The rest of it is just mix and mash and like recycled. You know, this mash tun didn't match that, whatever. I'm going to say Trillium is great, spot on, very precise beer, delicious, love you. I have to go with Night Shift because everything I've said my entire time in the craft beer scene is you can make a mediocre beer and have a great vibe, and I'm there. It's all about the entire package for
You're
me.
an ambiance girl.
Yeah, it's not
I'm an
just one or
ambiance
the
girl.
other.
They
It's
got a vibe.
literally everything.
In
They got a vibe.
Night Shift, Everett, and they have that whole corner. I mean, you got Teddy's fucking peanut butter
Well,
over
they're
there. You
also
got the
really nice
distilleries,
people.
the other breweries.
They're amazing people.
Yep.
They treat us well there every time we play
Their
there.
food trucks are
Yeah.
phenomenal and
Yeah.
spot on.
Yeah.
Almost
every
as good as
fucking
Bergen
time.
House, though.
The vibe is amazing.
What's almost
They
as good as Bergen House? I walked away and I came back. I'm like, oh, you're talking about me? What
Bergen
did you
House
say?
rules.
Yeah, Bergen House rules.
Have you guys been keeping up with Tox, the new location? there?
me
Oh
I saw
my
them
God.
on Facebook or Instagram today. They
That
posted their.
location
yeah,
looks
it's
That's
sick.
sexy as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tox.
They're
Tox
doing okay
College Street?
financially. That's a
Dude,
long
they're-
time they've been
Are they
working
having a
on
new
that.
location?
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost.
And they deserve that beer.
really
Like,
like it. Their beer is
I just
really
I'm
good.
trying to understand. Like, so you
love
got
beer, too.
Tox, you got their
Okay.
location, but then you got 12% that also do some
So
That's their
so
distro.
That's their distro.
distro. So they distribute there.
Yep.
Okay.
So 12% does Tox's
I
distro.
do have
Okay.
significant.
So they brew and ship their. That's good.
Oh, yeah, we'll do our best.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Well,
Same
and
with like Little House.
so the smart
you're
thing to
better at
do
that
if
than we
you
are.
are working with a place like 12%,
I identify as a musician.
for consistency's sake, if they're distributing to everyone else, you have them also distribute to you. As weird as that sounds,
You're right. Right.
because
Yeah.
and there's
you can't
actually
release
there's
the beer until.
there's some legal obligations
yeah,
there.
right.
yeah.
But more importantly, from a consumer perspective, is like, all right, so Stubborn Beauty, they started with 12% for Nummy Nummy and
Yeah.
Trees.
Yep.
And it's like, so they're pouring from 12% at the brewery here. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Actually,
'cause
yeah,
the
Little House-
consistency is important.
Yeah, Little House is the same way. Whatever beer that 12% pretty much does for them, it's like they get the cans, the kegs, everything.
I think there is some
12%.
legal obligation
Yeah.
to that, by the way.
Yeah,
'cause-
yeah.
And I don't know how it all works. And mead is weird because no one will brew for me.
Well, it's one of those
they can't
things.
legally.
Once you sign a distro, that company is pretty much like that's.
Oh no, they have
That's-
you by the balls.
Yeah, that's your daddy.
For
Yeah,
that-
what I
that's
hear,
that's your
yeah.
daddy
For that
your
label.
beer. Yeah,
For
that's-
that label,
yeah,
you-
that's your daddy for
Yeah.
that beer.
Yep.
And it just, in all honesty,
Connecticut law is weird that way. So
is.
once they own you, they
they
own you for
distribution
that label everywhere.
And that's the one
Like
negative
yeah,
about
like the
distributing.
place across the street needs a little more.
It's bullshit. You can't bring
Little
them a
House water
5-gallon
or
keg.
whatever.
The way around it with beer is actually pretty simple. You just change one ingredient.
change one ingredient
Oh
and-
no, we use Cascade and not the other
That's how
Cascade.
Henry
Centennial.
survived.
No, it is.
I
yeah,
do like
it
12%.
is.
Oh, I know.
It's a pretty cool spot.
No, 12. I'm not
that?
bitching about 12% at all.
That's another place.
They
where
didn't
you
survive
you
very long.
You can't really knock 12%.
What we do.
You mean after the closure?
Well, it's a
The
smart.
tap
It's,
room closure?
I was just saying, I like the
Yeah.
location. I like
Okay.
the spot.
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
really
that's-
smart
it was okay
business idea.
beer.
It's a
Again,
really
5 minutes from my
good
house, but
hustle.
location was
I
awesome.
did. I loved
Plus, we
Yeah.
played there
Hold on,
twice.
hold on, that's like that meme. There's it's
No, you have to say
a
that
factory.
for legal reasons. 12% is dope.
Yeah.
No, but 12% rocks. I mean, they do a great job with what they do, and I'm yet to hear one person who has worked with them that's like, yeah, those brewers don't know what they're talking about.
Do you
those
guys
guys
remember-
know what the fuck they're talking about.
how much I was anti 12% when they first opened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
You know,
Well, I was
but-
talking to an unnamed brewery in Rhode Island, and they were like,
Unnamed.
They were trying to take all the breweries.
I mean, it's one of it's
well,
one
the
of
laws
those-
are different in Rhode
Newport?
Island, so
Yeah.
they don't get it.
It's
They do
probably
not get
it's
it.
just a new take on things,
But see, you know,
which
it's
seems scary.
But
at
I was
first.
fine with the beer racks. I was fine with all
that's
of
interesting.
that. But when 12%
Did it feel more
opened,
transparent to you, or what drove your difference in opinion between beer racks and 12%?
because they had the ability to be bigger, and they had the ability to like import, export. That was the thing, and to me it was, and here it comes personal again. Johnny's at the beer racks.
yeah.
And that Gypsy Brewery, all those guys over there, you're putting my Shawnee Palmer in jeopardy.
you know, beer
You're
racks is for sale right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, from
I'm
a
a
micro,
loyalist.
I got you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think everyone here values relationships because it's part of human nature.
Oh yeah.
Relationships over flavor.
But 12% gives
100%.
12% gives that microbrewery an opportunity that's
Yes.
unavailable
Speedo
elsewhere.
vloggers.
If you look at Fat Orange Cat, they're a good example.
Oh
man.
yeah.
They weren't going anywhere with their brewery the way that it
In
was
East
set up.
Hampton, in East Hampton, they were stagnant.
They may have thought they were going to reach treehouse level. I've never talked to the owners, so I have no idea. They may have thought one thing, but it became clear at some point they're like, yeah, we don't want kids. Yeah, we don't want families. Yeah, we don't want this, and no pets allowed. And I get it because people were terrorizing the animals on their land. Like,
Oh, we're talking about Fat Orange Cat.
I was gonna say, Fat Orange Cat.
Ooh, I've been
Yeah.
there through all of that. That was
Yeah.
Right.
bullshit.
yeah. I'm not. My point is, I don't
was
know
great
them. I'm not
before they
judging
closed.
them at all for some of their decision making. My point is, they were never going to reach that treehouse level, but they get to distribute through 12%. They have opportunities they were never going to get otherwise.
Right.
Whoops.
That's the one thing I appreciate with Little House, because I feel that Little House is in a spot where a lot of people, unless people are like screaming from the rooftop, you need to go to fucking Little House, because you do.
It's so good.
100%.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good.
I love their beer.
The
Love
cutest
it.
brewery
You
in
damn
fucking
right.
Connecticut.
And they have the cutest pug ever.
Yeah.
What town is that?
Chester.
Chester.
Chester, Connecticut. I mean,
Kirby.
It's a great fucking
I
place.
literally changed the demo.
The only problem is
You guys
definitely
have
have
to
to drive
come
there
when
so
we make
much.
our next beer with them.
Yeah.
I've been there twice.
last time
my
with
wife took me there for
Wikipedia-
my last birthday. We stayed down there on the shore, and I was completely blown away by everything.
Hey,
The
Carlisle,
sours,
if you're
the
listening to this,
IPAs,
collab,
the
bro.
stouts,
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
It's all just
Carlisle,
fucking great.
Sam.
It's my
all
email. Let's
great.
do it, bro.
So we were just there for their Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And guess what we cracked?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Crime scene. Yeah.
So when you did you can make a mead with me, the person who won that, make my mead,
Yes, yeah. We're supposed to collab with Carlo. Yeah.
correct.
But
And it's
I feel she's seen every episode of Talon.
yes, pretty
Okay.
much.
no, that's actually if she has this information, she's actually getting it from Carlisle
I was going to say, as we were drinking the crime scene,
or from Justin himself.
Sam and Carlisle were
Oh yeah,
telling
that's
us
right. He was.
about it.
Yes. Sam was
So,
telling us about it. Yeah.
I'm sorry I listened to the people.
And
Guess
Justin
that's
wants
why
to.
I'm
How
better.
fun is Justin's name? Like, no, for real, as a customer, like, and I know he'll never hear this or whatever. But the fact
His
is, he wants to
finger?
call it House
He
Run,
can shove it up
which
his
I think is
ass.
so fun because they're Little House and we're
Yeah.
Bergen House, and he wants to call it House Run.
Yeah.
Cool as shit. But yeah, that's
We're doing a collab soon.
because
October.
because of
This month.
12%.
Fucking guy.
Little House
It
is
is
able to
October.
fucking go out there. Yeah.
Took a minute.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Hey,
So they use 12% for their
charge
discount.
buffering all the
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
So
Yes.
they
That's
use
that's
12%.
great.
LimeWire.
That's great.
And that's another small brewery that they're. I swear to God,
They need to be out there.
you would think.
Oh my
Bro,
God.
I
yeah.
wish I could.
Absolutely.
I wish I
Yeah.
could use 12%. They can't legally brew for me.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it
I
sucks.
contacted Two Roads, same thing. They can't.
Oh.
They cannot brew for me. If I could,
Connecticut
like,
laws are
my,
so fucked.
I'm hand
Why?
canning. I'm hand canning.
That's
Do you know how
insane.
long that takes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bro,
That's a whole separate business on its own.
No, it takes 10 hours to do 10 cases.
I will
An
come
hour
help you.
case.
I will come help you. For a glass of, I have a blueberry for a daughter.
She's
10
cheap.
hours of labor.
I'll help for a bottle of crime.
And a bottle
scene.
of crime.
You guys will
A
never
shared
get that
bottle.
again.
Yeah. I think she needs some crispy
There's
boys.
2 people who have the rest of the crime scene.
No, why?
What else we got for brews? We got more brews to sample
We
out?
do, but I have $1 million musical question that I've been
$1
dying.
musical
I've
here we go.
$1 million.
You do have a rock band here.
Give us $500,000
everyone
question.
on that side is a musician of some sort. I'm going to include you in that. I will not include him in
dabbles.
that.
He shreds.
I'm not going to include him in that.
Does shred.
So, what band got you into music? That's what I have to know.
Damn.
Nope.
It's gotta be
There
separate.
is.
I got
there
mine.
is-
Yeah, it's a
I'm
loaded
good.
question.
I got mine.
It is
sure.
a loaded
I got it.
question because
Yeah.
depending on genre and all of that, but there is a band that you can resonate your start to.
Let's start from the far left.
Okay, so I will say that what got me to want to play music was I remember being 9 years old. We went over to our neighbor's house. He had a drum set, and I played it for a second. I was like, I wanted to do this. And it was watching when I was like 6. I think it was 6 or 7. I saw Nirvana Lithium just came out on the radio. Or like the music video on MTV.
Shut up, world.
MTV. I just remember
But
being
you said
young.
MTV?
It was on MTV, yep. And I remember watching that
Remember
video.
when they played videos?
This way back in the day.
Radio killed the music star.
And I just remember seeing that video and being like awestruck. And then when I played the drum set, I was like, I want to play drums. And that was always my passion was drums. And then as I got older, I ended up playing bass.
So are you a
And-
great Dave Grohl fan?
I was gonna ask the
Not
same. Like,
anymore.
how do you feel about his recent shit?
That's also a loaded question, but you're not done yet.
Like, how were you with Foo Fighters? Like, did it progress more? Or?
No, I mean, I-
no,
like-
you were done after that.
I was
Cool.
I just remember watching that video and
Yep.
being like amazed. And then also was actually President of the United States of America. When I saw
First
them
song you
too.
played on the drums.
Well, I never played drums. So I played.
Didn't you just say
I
that?
said no. I mean, that's what I saw and I
Oh,
wanted to
you
play,
wanted
but
to
I
play
ended up
drums.
starting
My bad,
playing,
my bad.
But I went into bass and really.
I know what he is, but
So
I
I
thought he
ended up.
said
I
he played
remember
drums.
listening to Korn's "Life Is Peachy."
Oh,
and always
Jesus.
taking my headphones and pushing them against my ears because of the bass.
Yeah.
And I didn't
all
realize
about
that until I
bass.
started playing, and then I realized, listen, that's what I was always
Like
been
what
listening
field he
for.
was doing.
And yeah, all
Yeah.
that stuff, and like
Slap a
I
couple
realized, like
2x4s together.
I love rhythm, but I love being able to control the chords and stuff like that. Like that whole pocket is really what
Favorite
I love.
bassist?
That's a good one.
Actually, I don't know.
I even have one.
I don't
I
know.
have an answer.
I'd have to say so if I have like a pillar of like my top 3 that really influenced
Yep.
my style, or 4, I have Dirk Lance from Incubus, Flea obviously, John Paul Jones, Led Zeppelin really
All
shaped
right.
my sound,
Yeah.
and Peanut from 311. Those are my 4 like favorite bass players.
alright.
You know what?
Those are good
That
answers.
list doesn't fucking
311,
suck.
anything 311 puts
That
out.
list doesn't
Yeah.
fucking suck.
But I'll say this right now: if you,
You
haven't
guys
heard,
got
311's got a
competition
new
now.
album coming out, and
Someone
it's
took my
awesome
favorite
so far.
spot.
Like the 2 songs they released.
Man, I was gonna go Ryan Martini, Mudvayne. Yep.
He's really good, but it's not really the style that like
Fair enough.
you know
That
his
you
it's his own niche.
gravitate
It's
to,
kind of
yeah.
like Les Claypool, same thing. Like
Oh,
I
Jesus, that's one of
appreciate what
mine.
he
That's
does,
one of mine.
but it's just like it's
Not
not
the
what
style that you gravitate to.
it's it's not my style. It's
Yeah.
like I like to be in the pocket, but have my moments of like really shine through.
Yeah.
You gotta play for the song, not for yourself. Damn. Yeah. Oh, deep. We got deep.
Can you
real quick.
introduce yourself one more time? Look at the camera and just tell them who you are.
Rick Finicaro.
They
bass
also
player.
call him what's
Hashtag
Rick
stud.
Natius.
Rick
Go by that.
Natius. Rick Natius.
Corbin Dallas?
Hashtag Natius. Hashtag
pass, baby.
stud. Hashtag favorite
Shout
intergalactic
out Dimension.
kegger right now.
Let's go. That's about to be replaced by this.
Sorry,
guy.
guys.
That's tough to follow, man.
That is tough to follow.
Yeah.
That's
If I don't laugh, I cry.
I like
Very good.
I like
Go
to
ahead.
play. I like to play. No.
I like to play.
So for me, it was I came from a musical family. So my dad and my mother. My dad was a guitarist and bass player. My mother was a singer. So music was always around the house growing up, and like there were guitars everywhere, but it was like I couldn't touch them, right? And so I finally was just like, my friend came over one day and he was playing guitar. I was like 11 years old. He was 12. And he could actually play some shit on the guitar. I was like, wait a minute, I got guitars all over the house. Like, show me what you're doing. So the first song I learned, of course, being a product of the 90s, was a Nirvana tune. It was Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Of course.
Learning the power chords.
Yeah.
It's like, if I can do the power chords, I can literally play like 90% of any 90s song ever written.
4, 5,
Right? Literally.
Easiest verse riff.
Absolutely.
chords and you got it.
So I'm sitting there. I didn't even have a guitar pick. I had to use a fucking penny, right? So I'm sitting there with a guitar and a penny, and I'm learning these power chords and figuring out the spacing of my fingers. Like, oh shit! And it literally taught itself to me. It was that easy, and I just kept going. So obviously Nirvana was my first influence. I got into Metallica pretty quick after that, and Kirk Hammett, and I had their book. Literally like their tablature book.
Yep.
I would go home after school every day and open that book and just literally meditate on the solo so I could get the shapes down and all that shit. And so I became pretty adept at the lead shit probably too soon before my technique was really solid.
Yeah.
So after that I was like, how can I get into like technique and like really make it sound like an instrument? So surprisingly, Eric Johnson, my third guitar player, because he's just one of those guys where
Because he's full technique.
the technique is just it. That's what it is. Like his music, some people like it, some people hate it, but the guy can fucking play no matter what you like. So he got me into, when I was 17, 18, he did a classical rendition of the first Noel Christmas tune, which fucking blew my mind. I was like, I gotta learn that shit. So I learned that. I tried to learn it. I went on into college, studied classical guitar, became a music teacher. It was because of that song, really, because of that one song that brought me kind of into that level. And now when I play, I integrate all that stuff together to kind of, just build what I am today. But it started from a lot of weird places and ended up where it is now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Nirvana to Eric Johnson.
Are you
Well,
still
Eric-
a music teacher?
Yeah, 17 years.
Oh my God, I love that.
This is my
Okay.
17th
He
year
was
doing
a music
yeah.
teacher out of East Hartford, and you
No,
went
we're
to
not
12
West
gonna
years.
say.
Hartford.
We're
Yeah.
not gonna say where he because they. Did,
I'm not there anymore, so it's okay.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I was there for 12 years.
Let me guess. South Gossenbury.
Nope. you're
I
not.
love the way you said that too.
You know what?
Gloucester.
I couldn't take the brewery there. So
Yeah, right?
no, but yeah, so that's me.
He's the
That's
inter-
amazing.
He's
I
the
dig
intergalactic conductor.
Pretty much. Yeah.
He really.
He's our conductor. Yes,
Yeah.
he's our.
Well
yeah.
done.
Yeah. So,
All right, kind sir.
yes.
What you got, Corbin?
I would say
Kobe.
a little bit like
Come on,
Rick,
Dennis.
drums was first for me because my uncle, he always played drums. He tried to teach me when I was like, let's say, I think I was 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Took some lessons for him. He bought me a drum set, the whole deal.
No shit.
I think I was just too young and I didn't care enough. And so sadly,
That
that
happens.
fizzled out.
Like most 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
You're just like this.
That drum
sucks.
set sat in my basement. My dad's like, "What are we gonna do
You
with
hear
this
that,
thing?"
Brian? You're not alone. My son had me buy him this like $1 million drum set and then
Same.
just
My
fucking
oldest.
left it. Yep. It was gorgeous. No. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, what got me into guitar was Pantera.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
yeah.
I
that was,
bet, baby. Cowboys
as soon as
from
I
hell.
heard that riff walk, I didn't even know who they were.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I didn't know much about metal music because I grew up listening to what my brother listened to, which was rap.
Yeah.
So Tupac, Biggie, like all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. That's what I was
Oh my
listening
God,
to.
you guys are such babies.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But you get some dime bag and it's,
Exactly.
it's fucking rap.
I heard that thing came on. I don't even know where I heard it. It was like, dun, dun, dun. I'm like, what the hell is that? I just knew
That
I
metal
knew I had
groove.
to make that sound somehow. So it took off from there, and then it's Pantera, Mudvayne, Korn, all that stuff in late '90s.
New metal, baby.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
We're probably having sex before you leave. I'm just saying. Bottom.
Why wait? Let's do it now.
Do you need another
want no part of this.
15% meat?
Solid pass.
Got a
of
crime
course-
scene on deck.
yeah.
It's gonna be. It's
Get
gonna
another
be.
bottle, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need it. But of course, everything that follows, like he was saying, Metallica, Megadeth was a big one.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and then
The sloppiest, most excellent guitar player, Dave Mustaine.
yes,
He's
Oh,
so
yeah.
amazingly sloppy.
So
I mean, it's so good.
Yeah.
What happened to him is so underrated.
I'm not going to say anything.
it's very interesting. Like Marty Friedman was my favorite.
Hell yeah.
For Megadeth guitar
Yep.
players, lead guitar players.
I mean, Chris Broderick came in and saved it for a little
You
while.
guys are having sex later.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
All right.
But Marty was that arpeggio motherfucker.
Yeah, like classically trained kind of deal. Yeah.
Do you play guitar or?
Yeah.
Oh,
So, and then
I try now.
I'm
He
old
doesn't
and it
play
hurts.
guitar.
So I don't.
Like he mentioned.
I've never heard him strum.
I actually have Dave Mustaine's guitar.
Which one?
Flying V. Jackson. Before it went to Dean and then Washburn. And
So what brand is that one?
Jackson.
Oh yeah.
I thought you meant his physical guitar. I was
No,
like,
his
actual
signature
guitar.
guitar.
Yeah, signature model.
Wait a minute.
I have Dave Mustaine's guitar. I have John Petrucci.
Yep.
Yep. No, the original Ibanez.
Ibanez, yeah.
Are you going to see Dream Theater
Yes.
Oh
I
wow.
love Dream
next?
Theater.
Are you going to see Dream Theater next year in March?
No, because
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's at Oakdale, I think. Or
I might. I don't know.
That Ibanez was nuts.
okay.
It was insane.
It's great.
Well, that's what he used to record the whole Rock Discipline DVD, which I use still. To
Right.
record.
I remember that.
I still use that to warm up
Yeah.
every day.
Dude's crazy.
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah. And then
Shout out Berkeley College.
so
No shit.
like he was saying, starting off with leads earlier than we should have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got into some trouble and I was stuck at home for a while, so I got into Stevie Ray
You
Vaughan.
got in trouble.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Life by the Drop.
for like 6 months straight, I was just trying to emulate everything he was doing. So that's what started my lead playing, and so it was very blues based to begin with.
You can't
But-
go wrong with Stevie Ray Vaughan.
So I feel like maybe technique I didn't learn from that, but feeling I did. So
Yeah.
that's where all that came from. I feel like so.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
FYI,
Oh,
because I'm old.
100%. Still,
No, he was never taught traditionally.
I know.
He did that all by himself, all of it. By
well, I
himself.
think that because I'm
Yeah.
not to compare myself to him at all, but that's
It's a fair comparison. I think so.
I never took a
Is this a
professional
threesome?
lesson in my life, so yeah.
You're not the bottom anymore, bro.
I know.
Now you're in the middle.
Mid bottom. I don't know.
Does that make you also mid-top?
Wow.
It's like a
I still
bunk
have no
bed.
part of this, which is great for me.
You guys like sleepovers.
Yeah.
What's one more?
So I guess that's where it all started for me. So
Very cool. Very cool. If you say fucking Lars, I swear to God.
Here it goes.
I'm
Just
actually.
do it to piss him off.
I'm actually gonna be completely different than all you guys.
Oh,
As I was
I'm
listening, I was
excited.
like, oh man.
You
All
got
right,
the, you got the
so-
pleasure of going last.
So I started percussion when I was probably like, I think I was like 7 years old, 8 years old. So I went to Catholic school my whole life, and I was born in. My parents were born and raised in Italy. They came here when they were like 20 years old. So, and then I wanted to play percussion. My parents were like, "You're nuts! Like you don't know music. Like go to school, do this, whatever." So they agreed. We did percussion. I did percussion. Did that around 8, and then I was around 10 years old. I started playing full-on drums, and I have a older sister as well. And I listened to a lot on what my sister was listening to for music. And I would say the first band, to be honest, that I was like, holy fuck, I need to learn the drums on this is NSYNC.
oh,
really?
So
I did not see that one
when
coming.
NSYNC Tearing Up My Heart came out, I was like, I
why we
need
play
to
NSYNC?
learn.
That is not where I thought you were going.
I need to learn.
None
We
of
are
us
all
knew
learning
I know,
something.
I know.
I'm so
This
much
is
more
why.
happy,
This is what I'm
actually.
saying. I was like, I
felt
need
like I
to
knew you
learn.
so.
I'm telling you guys, I'm being serious. I need to learn. That was the introduction. I was like, that was the introduction.
Travis Parker.
Listen,
or-
listen.
Wait.
No.
I
That
didn't
was
like your ribs, by the way. I'm just no.
that was
I mean,
the
I didn't mean to judge.
that was the introduction of in the pocket drums, like
Yeah.
four count, just keep it going. Then once I learned
Guys are
that,
supporting this right
You
now,
almost
though.
wish he said
and then
Mars.
as I got older,
I'm fine with this.
yeah, as I got older, I started. I was really big into the Swedish metal scene. I was very big into In Flames, The Haunted, Opeth, you name it, any of the Swedish death metal bands. Then I started playing a little bit more drums directed toward that kind of style, which I absolutely loved. But if we were talking about like my drummers now that I still to this day, if you were to ask me that I like, I'm probably gonna say Flo Manier is one of them. He's a death metal drummer for a death metal band called Cryptopsy, if anyone knows them, whatever.
That I don't.
And then my other drummer that's a little bit more mainstream, rest his soul, Neil Peart. Neil Peart from Rush.
right.
Those
Saw
are
him
my
once, it was one of the
two.
most
Those are my
phenomenal things
two
I've ever
drummers.
seen.
But yes, when I first started, it was NSYNC. Sorry,
NSYNC.
gonna say NSYNC.
That's fucking
It was just.
nuts.
I
Do
know.
you still want him as your drummer?
I didn't know that, and I'm shocked. Well, we do play in sync, so
Yes,
And we
you
do
guys
play in sync.
No, you
We do
guys
play in
I
sync.
don't have much to say about it.
By the way, I wonder why the bongos were hitting a little harder on the
Yeah. He goes,
was
let's do it. We got to do that song.
He knows every beat. That's why.
Yeah.
And there were like 3 hands going.
What the hell?
I used to. I'm telling you, I used to when my sister went
Windmill
out
that
with
shit.
her friends or whatever. I used to go in her room, grab an NSYNC CD, put it on the stereo, and then play drums to the songs.
It was so
Because
naughty. You
because
had to
and
go
then
with your
and then
sister's
and then
room.
by the time I got to the age of I'm serious, by the time
There
I
were
got to the
socks,
age
too?
of 16, 17, in my head I was like, I want to be a studio drummer. That's what I want to be for the rest of my life. I want to make money doing studio drummer.
Yeah.
But when I was like 18, I think I was like 18 years old, I toured, at that point, I toured the whole U.S. playing drums for multiple bands. There was a band from Texas that found me from MySpace at the time. So packed
Nice.
up my
Not the
first
oldest
out of
one
state.
anymore.
My first out of state show was New Jersey. I was 14.
Nice.
I was 14 years old, and I was when we got to the venue, I loaded up my drums on this bus, basically, to go to the venue. When we got to the venue owner kept saying, "Sal, it's your mother." So my mom, because my mom wanted all the contact information of that venue I was playing at, and she kept calling every half hour. Is my son there? It's Sal's mother.
Last beer of the night.
Focus, boys.
Some heady topper. Who brought the heady topper?
That was me.
This guy
Corbin
That
Dallas.
guy.
Good job.
Mr.
Corbin
Multipass.
Multipass?
Multipass.
I would
Such a great movie.
As always, heady topper. It's
West
Cloudy.
Coast slap in the face.
Bobby doing a review. Everyone's had a heady topper.
Cheers.
Not
We're doing it
everybody.
together.
Did you not
Cheers,
get it?
everybody.
Cheers.
You want some?
Cheers. 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 Cheers.
You got the rye.
Yeah.
You just
Still
can't always
sipping on,
find it in
Sal's
stores,
beer over
right?
here.
I saw it and I picked it up. So.
All right, I have to push back. Why do you call it West Coast? To me, it's
It
quintessential
does kinda
not
seem-
West Coast.
Really? This is to me
No.
like quintessential West Coast hoppy as shit.
No, West Coast should be
thought this
clear
was
as fuck.
OG. I thought this was OG New England.
Yes.
Well,
It's
literally-
like
Yeah.
the
I don't-
it's like
I
the
don't know.
basis for New England
I
IPA.
thought
Yeah.
this was
Yeah.
the-
Yeah.
I thought this was the OG.
I can see why he's saying that though,
New England.
because back in the day, IPA literally just meant West Coast IPA,
Yeah, true.
and this was right on that time
Do you
period.
consider a sip of
You
sunshine
haven't lived outside New
England?
England, my friend.
Well, yeah, I haven't. No, you're right.
Sip of Sunshine. I think it's West Coast, but
That's why.
But I don't think this is.
I think this is like hand in
No,
hand
Sierra
with
Nevada.
sip.
Is it the bite? That
Sierra
gets
Nevada.
Sierra Nevada,
I feel-
West Coast.
yeah.
That- like,
I
if
think
you want a
that's-
There's like a
quintessential,
tininess to it,
go to Sierra Nevada.
but there's also a sweetness to it
I think
too.
this is better than sip though. Maybe.
Yes.
Right, you don't get
I
any
agree.
sweetness from
I
West
think
Fully.
Coast.
this is. I think
There's
this is
no
less,
sweetness in West Coast. It's
piney
pure, bitter.
and
It's all
hoppy
pine.
Than
Yeah.
sip.
This is
This
dank,
this has a little bit more juiciness
cloudy
to
as
it.
fuck.
Yeah.
Have you guys had Pliny the Elder?
Yes, we have.
So that's like
We finally
Clear
did
as
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we finally did.
Because
Yeah,
of
Clear
this
as
stuff.
fuck.
that's the West Coast
That's
right
West
there.
Cascade.
Yeah.
that's
Pure Cascade. Clear, clear,
Absolutely.
That's
That's
fucking
West Coast.
amazing.
Say it one more time
really good
because
beer.
of Lisa.
Because of
Yes,
this.
Pliny.
because of Lisa, we got Pliny. Yes.
Pliny the Elder.
And a $25 parking ticket.
If we're talking,
Each of us.
if
For
we're
$75 total on the Brewheads account.
Wah, wah, wah.
We write that off.
There's no
Yeah.
fucking Brewheads account. We all paid our own.
Mike did not.
I did not pay mine. I will never drive the Equinox to fucking Maine again.
I paid mine.
if we're talking about West Coast beers though, shout out to Spencer at New Cambridge. He's
Oh,
got
God, yeah.
He's got a really good West
Yeah,
Coast that he had made. So he's got a
Spencer made it?
Spencer or
Lewis? Lou.
no
Bristol.
either.
That's the old fire.
New Cambridge in general.
Yeah, Lou,
Yes.
Lou does most of the
Shout out to New Cambridge.
Because Spencer just made his first beer and he was by himself and he was super excited
Yeah.
about it.
How was it?
They were at that Rising
I
Pine.
didn't try it yet.
That's
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
called
they
Fisher
were.
Price?
Fisher Price,
My first beer.
All right, hey, I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but we got what, like 3 minutes?
3.
Probably got like
How,
Buzzkill.
how, do we,
All right,
how do we
so-
want to wind this down, my
So
friends?
I want to say first. I want to say thank you to the host,
Yes.
Talon. Thank you
The
for
Bergen of the house.
for,
Absolutely.
having us here.
Cheers.
The man, the myth, my
Salud.
favorite.
Mazel tov.
Cheers.
Some people say.
I don't say that,
They
but
do.
whatever.
And then, cheers to the audience.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up?
Thank you. Whoop, whoop.
Scotty and Sarah.
Yep.
And their
che-
guests.
Cheers to
Intergalactic Kegger.
Intergalactic Kegger. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, appreciate
It's
it.
a lot of fun.
Anytime.
We are humble that you guys would.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
hang out with us. Look, Lisa, don't make that face.
Sorry.
I'm humble about everything.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm humble.
I'm humble like Caitlin Clark.
Not really.
I know.
Mid face again. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you did. I'm humble. But
Because-
we appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
for,
In all
Appreciate it.
honesty,
Thank you
sitting
so
down
much.
with us and
It's a great time.
Yeah, it's a
enjoying
lot of
couple
fun.
beers with us.
Preparing your 80s playlist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
preparing your
We
80s
will work
playlist,
on that.
talking mead, talking everything, music.
Talking-
Thank you for sharing all of your music inspirations. That was
Davis thing.
Absolutely.
all I wanted out of
man.
tonight.
Yeah.
They're gonna fuck later.
And that's the end of the podcast, folks. Have a good night.
Whatever they do is
Yeah.
honoring them.
I've never had a
know.
sa-
No lies.
Yeah.
There's a baby oil in the back, and they'll have a good time.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested in the Sal Barrito.
Yes, Diddy.
Too soon, Mike.
All right,
That
so
was
we have
too
to close
soon.
this
So
out,
we have to
though.
close this out. So, as always,
Drink responsibly, stay wobbly. We gonna catch you on the next one.
Later.
deuces, everybody.